What up? What up? Tell me if you can hear me. Tell me if you can see me. I'm new to this. I'm new to this whole IT guy thing. So I ain't Frankie in this motherfucker, man. I got a little IT game in me, but it ain't nothing new. All right, bet. I got the little thing, so I know I'm on. All right, so shit was a crazy tournament, man. It ain't done yet. Twist of events. The tournament apparently is gonna go on next Saturday, man. So I can't see no I can't see no chats if you guys are chatting. Hold on, I'm still trying to figure out how to get that up real quick. So give me a second. All right. What's happening? What's happening? Mason asked what time we was going lazy. Don't know if everybody's on here, but shit, let me log on to see if I can see the messages. I can't see the messages on the computer. Sorry if you guys are saying stuff. I can't see anything on there. All right, so it was a dope ass tournament, man. We had the new guys came in. New guys came in and were balling. Fucking Dragon Gang even down one of their best players, Messiah, fucking made it all the way to third place. Um, Pretty much the four teams were good during the year. Pretty much were the three teams. Taxman were missing. Weren't able to get music really involved, so it was just rub. It was just a raw deal for the Taxman. What up? What up? Okay, I can see messages on my phone. What's good? So Taxman had a raw deal, so it was basically the same three teams, that were balling all league play. We pretty much know who the top 3, 4 teams in the league are, and pretty much they stacked up that way this tournament. Um, Obviously, the new team's doing really well. Gave ECA their first loss of the whole year, match or overall wise. So pretty shit. Where's the camera? I don't know. All right, so pretty dope. So we got some people in here. 7. What's crack-a-lackin'? What's the so obviously the last game's gonna be next Saturday. It looks like 4 Eastern is what the team captains agreed upon. So what's happening? What's up, guys? Got Kai in the spot. Frankie's on his way. He'll be here in an hour or so. But I wanted to hop on to make sure if anybody had any questions about anything or wanted to talk about anything that we everybody had the chance to. All right, for sure. Well, I'm going to talk about the tournament because I think it was dope. The tournament basically, like we talked about, is one of the mechanisms we try to grow the league. That's why we want people to come in, new teams to come in, and we want them to do well. Um, you know, it is what it is. You know, I spoke my piece. All right. Well, I didn't speak my piece. I'm going to talk about that here in a second, though. But basically, it looked like it was a good tournament. We had some good play. People are gonna, obviously be upset, and we're competitive. But there's gonna be some dope shit going on. I think in the future. I think obviously next Saturday, we got some really cool, obviously, things we want to talk about. I think that match with ECA when they get their people there and they obviously have they didn't feel like they had their whole squad. ready to roll. You heard a little bit about it. You know, they didn't get a chance to practice beforehand. You know, because you know we were rocking. They were rocking. So hopefully next Saturday they'll have it. They I guess didn't know that it was a double elimination and you had to play 2 times. But shoot, hey, we run it next Saturday 4 Eastern. It's gonna be I think 1 o'clock Pacific. We're gonna find out the champ of the tournament. Also, that will be the deadline for signing up for Split 2. So a couple of things that are going to be different. I touched a little bit on it earlier before I got off on the stream before. Basically, with the roster changes. So obviously, there's been some questions about the rosters. You know, you had some people talk about obviously the Boogaloo Krew. You know, 2 different team captains. So you know, I feel like it's a subject that needs to be brought up. Obviously, everybody has something to say. So here's my I'm gonna speak my piece on it. So Extreme Goat left Anon last year. Whatever the circumstances, that's between them. But Extreme Goat's been on Boogaloo Krew since then. He played on my team on Kanna Games 1. He played on my team last November. All right. So he's been on my team. He didn't join the beginning of this league because he was waiting to buy. I'm going to let him tell whatever he wants to tell. He was waiting to basically. Here, hold on. Let me see. I don't really know what I'm doing, but so you got to tell me what's going on. Does that sound louder? Is that louder? Is this loud? Loud enough? Can you hear me now? 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 Is that better? Yeah, shit. The shit's all the way up. I ain't necessarily. Is that cool? All right. All right. So, obviously, when you got 2 team captains that are upset about a situation, I want to bring it to light because one thing about me is I'm always going to stand 10 toes down, man. I ain't never scared to talk about nothing, bruh. So this is what I'm going to say about the whole situation. Extreme Goat has been on my team since last November. We've been playing together since Kanna Games 1. So the whole new people you ain't never seen before, that's BS, bro. Because here's the thing. Just let me say what I got to say. I just want to get it all out. I'm going to be fair. I'm going to try to be as fair as I can. Extreme Goat didn't play Black Ops. He didn't want to play Black Ops because he was waiting for the PS5 or he was whatever he had going on. I've been asking Extreme Goat every single week this year do you want to play? Because I know he's good. He's been good since last year. He's been good since he was on Anon. Okay, so simple as that. When he finally joined my team, he brought Raul, who was also in this league last year. Bill Cosby. He's been in this league. He's played in this league. So it's 2 people that played in the league. And as Kai confirmed today, they if they hadn't left or got kicked off, they were not on Anon. So they were free agents from last year that came to my team. So that's all I'm going to put out there. So when they started playing midway through this year, I don't see any problem with that. They brought on a person with them, Chronics, for a week, and that was a week Raul was gone, or Scratch My D was gone. So it was me, Extreme, and Chronics. The 2 weeks before that, it had been me, Raul, and Extreme. And these 2, and again, none of these people are on anybody's team, which we have been doing all year. If they're not on anybody's team, they're okay to sub. It's been like that all year. It's the same with Aspect. We don't know where Aspect came from. We didn't ask any questions about Aspect, but he's on your team because you brought him from somewhere. We didn't need to see him play before he was on Anon. You know what I'm saying? We didn't need to see Messiah play before he was on Anon. Like, I don't understand why I'm getting called a scumbag, basically a scumbag, for bringing in recruits to the league. Like, I don't understand that. That's something that I just don't get. So for the other team captains, I just wanted to bring that up and say my piece with that. Madara, the first time I saw Madara was week 7. You right, Boogaloo Krew. That was the first time I ever saw a dude, and he was another one of their friends. I don't know their relationship, and guess what? They decided to make a new team, and they played in the tournament. And they did well. Like, I don't understand why, uh, I'm getting called a scumbag and all that stuff. So I just wanted to kind of say my piece. I know it's not necessarily about me, it's about the league. But I think that when you start calling the credibility of the league, I need to speak my piece as a man. And then also, I mean, I think the league, we need to have it all, it needs to be fucking clear because we all need to fucking uh, feel like the shit's fair. I believe that to have a credible league, it needs to be fair. I agree. I agree. And I know you brought in a bunch of people, and I'm just saying, and I'm not saying take it out of context. Maybe I'm taking it out of context. Maybe I am. But I thought you were talking. Week 7 was brought up, so that's why and when you said week 7, I'm already thinking about a situation. I've been obviously arguing with Mason all day yesterday about it. So I'm just saying, like, that's where my mind went because that was brought up. So no, I got you on Discord. I know how to bring this up too. So I'm gonna bring up Discord. Hold on, because I wanted Frankie, and Frankie said he'll hop in Discord if I'm fucking it up at any time. Yo, what up? What up? Can you hear me?
Yo, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Bet.
All right, bet. All right, first off, I just want to say I'm not like mad about anything. I just like the shit I was saying about Durr being like a rando. That
Right.
was just like built up shit from week 7. Because the only thing that I think was just like scummy about week 7 was nothing you were doing, nothing about bringing Goat on the team. Because I knew he was on your team in Canada Games 1. I knew he was already on the roster like for a while. It
Right.
was just how Goat and like Bill, they kind of like pushed you and Turtle Fox to the side, and they couldn't like really wait one more week to just like bring their team into the tournament. And
I feel.
instead,
I,
I don't know. I just thought that was weird. That was all I was just like trying to call out. Is just like how that was kind of weird. How they just
right.
like brought in their like new team, and like we always said to like Frankie was saying like we were gonna wait to bring in new teams every split. So that was just like I felt like that was just like a little too like a we did it a week in advance is just like what I
Right.
was just kind of like
Right.
mad
No.
about.
No. I get that, and I can see that. I never looked at it like that. I guess. But I will say this is they maybe they did use that week 7 as a dry run. That's
Yeah,
totally
you know what I'm
possible.
saying?
That's totally possible.
And I'm
That's
not
totally possible.
even mad about taking the L this week too. Our match was good. Like you all said, we were down aspect. We had to bring in our own sub, and I'll let Frankie know too that earlier in the week that we were gonna either have to take a free agent or bring in our own sub. Like some of the guys on our team haven't even been like officially registered yet, but I've always tried to like make sure like let Frankie know I'm
Yeah.
bringing in a new guy or I need a free agent this week when I'm. And it just sucks
Of
with
course.
aspect too because it was like something out of our control. It's not like he doesn't want to play
Right.
or we don't want him to play or anything. He's been in Florida for like 2 or 3 weeks now, so it's just
Mm-hmm.
a tough situation.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally, man. I
And
totally
I'm
get it.
all for subs too. Like I'm not trying to say we shouldn't have subs and shit. It's just like I feel like this first split was a little chaotic just because we were trying to figure out the new system and shit.
Yeah, yeah, no. And then, hey, Kai, you've been here from the jump, and
Hmm.
extreme for sure. You can jump in on the call if you want, extreme, but we got to keep it civil
Yeah,
though.
I don't
It's got
care.
to keep it business if you jump in
Yeah,
here, man.
I'm all chill
No,
too. I don't
no,
have
that's
like
cool.
any beef. I haven't been like
It's
angry or
cool.
pressed about anything today. I'm just
It's
trying to
cool. It's
all
cool
I'm
to
trying to
have
do
beef.
is make split 2 as best as possible.
Of
Like I want to
course.
work out all the kinks so we don't
Amen.
have like any of these issues again like repeating itself.
100%. Amen. And that's what growth is about. The NFL's been
Yeah,
around for 50 years, man. Every year
facts.
rules change. Every year people are mad about.
Facts.
It's part of a growth, and I think we all want the same thing. We're all on the same team.
Hmm.
Really, we're all Kanna Games, KGL. So like,
Yep.
I that. Amen to that. So that's all I wanted. I wanted to. I feel like everybody gets to speak their piece. It's all good to go.
Mhm.
But
I feel like through the text, everything like your
it's
like
rough
tone gets all weird and stuff, and I
for
probably
sure.
came off like I was all mad and shit, impressed and like
I was hot.
salty.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Frankie will tell you. I was like, damn, Kyle was mad as hell. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did to these people,
No,
man.
I
All I
wasn't
did was
mad.
try to
You
win a
were doing your
match.
team captain. You've always been doing your team captain shit. It was more like I did have some like I'm not even gonna lie. It was more just like how Goat handled the situation with your team and shit. Just like that
Oh
just get that 1 week. But that's all in the past. It's not
yeah,
even like I was trying to call him out for that. I was just saying I was just trying to call out that situation and say
right.
like we need to make sure it doesn't happen again in split two. Because Cheeky was saying something about like subs in split two or something too in the
Randos,
chat. I
right?
can't
That
remember.
so that's an issue that I think we have a solution for. We just didn't want to
Mhm.
switch up the rules in the middle of the split. You know,
Yeah, yeah, and I agree.
and I think that is and I think that's why we're waiting for split 2 to enable all this cuz we
Mhm.
want to first off like anything else. Extreme, you're good. We're in the Discord. Hop in here if you want to, bro.
Yeah, we're just in
Um
the general kinda. I'm pretty sure you're already in the Discord. It's just the general chat. It's nothing private or anything.
yeah. And then so we got a plan. I got a plan for the roster. So low key, Frank. I mean, we were gonna drop this on the ESPOT. Frankie's running behind. He had something he had to do, obviously.
Hmm.
But we want to do rosters like where kind of like we want to.
Six legit people, and I like that.
Yeah. So we want to, and then we also want. I want to shore up free agency. So the way that I think we can shore up free agency is by giving the free agents more time to understand.
Hmm.
So I want to give them at least 24 hours like, hey, we need you or we don't need you. Here's the games, here's the team, here's the time.
Yeah,
Right? I
yeah.
think that helps shore
These
up.
should be sent. There should be like a group chat with the free agents where they get the schedule and they just see all the teams and just
Mm,
like
we got
they
that.
just be told like, yo, you need to be on this team, and they could just see the schedule like, all right, so I'm going to be playing then. And I like pushing it towards Friday too,
Mm,
because then that gives time for, because sometimes you don't find out one of your teammates are going to be outro until like the day before or some shit too. So free
exactly.
agents are just going to have to know Friday. You'll know if you're going to be in the game or not.
Exactly. And then I think that'll help solidify the free agents. So
Hmm.
on the other flip side of that as well, we're going to push the beginning of the week was we're going to change the beginning of what the week is on or what day of the week is the beginning of the week.
It's going to be Wednesday, right?
Yeah, instead of Sunday.
Hmm.
So it's gonna we planned on so when we had done this when we did this plan it was gonna be and this is why we haven't dropped it, it was gonna be Friday. But now that Wednesday's move, we gotta kinda flip that and maybe now so we gotta figure that out a little bit and that's why we were gonna bring it
Yeah.
up on the show and have everybody here to vote and talk about it. But basically we want to have where the rosters are solidified at least 24 hours before the week, you know, just so we can, you know,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, like Mason
Hmm.
was asking, am I going to have enough time to recruit? So what we want to do is we
We're
want
gonna
to,
have a week in between, right? So like we're
yeah,
gonna have another S spot next weekend where we make the schedule and work out all the kinks and shit, right?
make the schedule, work out all the kinks,
That
everything, and then there
yeah.
won't be
All right, cool.
anything. There won't be anything that weekend, and then that
Yeah.
Wednesday will be the first day. So that's April 28th.
Yeah, cool.
Mm-hmm,
Cool.
mm-hmm.
That gives us time to figure shit out and gives time for people to like figure out teams and teams to sign up and shit.
Right. Okay. So, and then here's the thing, like you know, Kai, last year we did all the games on Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And maybe
And
like
that
a
was a grind too. I
right
remember some streams last like 7 8 hours.
7 8 hours. So that's why I'm saying that because Sick just said that he has heart that their team can't play Sundays, right? So
Hmm.
basically, you know, we tried the Wednesday and the Sunday. Like normally, we used to grind out 7 hours on a Saturday. Now I
So
may
you
start.
want to think about going back to just straight Saturday gameplay?
So what I was thinking is we keep Wednesday going. I take on another
Okay.
game. I take on another game on Wednesday, and then we don't have
Two
any
two
games.
Wednesday.
Two Wednesday, keep Saturday hot, and then because here's
Um,
the thing, we
because
potentially could have three
what the
more
tournament
teams.
kind of showed us too. My bad for interrupting, but what
No,
the
you good.
tournament kind of showed us too is like we can handle a pretty good load of games. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
surprised the amount of games we went through on Saturday. Like y'all went through a lot.
It was a
It did
lot.
take a lot of time, but I'm pretty sure we had to go through like double digit series, like 10 plus series of best of
Oh,
5 games, and it
very
wasn't
true.
like they were all 3-0s or anything like that.
Very true.
Some
Very
of
true.
them were DQs though. I'm forgetting. Some of them were DQs. So
Very true. Very true. And
Yeah.
and I had and our team had a forfeit because we didn't
Yeah.
have Gilbert and then we didn't have the sub. So it happens. And you're right.
I've always thought about Sick just brought up about Friday maybe being a potential day for matches, and I've always
Mm-hmm.
thought Friday night matches would be a good like I've always been down for something maybe Friday.
Friday nights. Okay. That
Yeah,
goes
I just wasn't. Oh wait, but that's Friday night freestyle. I
true.
forgot about that.
True, very true. So we got some stuff on Kanna Krew that we do. We got the Freestyle Friday that we do.
Yeah,
Now, like I said, that's tough to talk about, like moving stuff like that around, obviously without Frank.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah. No, that Friday night freestyle needs to stay. That's a mainstay. That's
yeah,
even more OG than the league.
you like that?
Yeah.
I rapped for my first time this last week. I was so damn high.
Hey,
I don't even
hey.
remember what I said, yo. I was lit, yo. It was
Hey, if the beat's right, if the beat's right.
It was Gilbert beatboxing Mario Brothers. It was
Oh,
crazy.
no way.
Yeah, you
No
gotta check it
way.
out. I'm sure
I'm gonna have to watch it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the replay.
I'm sure Frankie's gonna clip it, yo. I'm 100%
Yo,
sure he'll clip it and it'll drop sometime. I'll wake up to
Yo,
the
what
chat
up?
what's up?
messages.
What's up, bro?
What up? What up?
What's
Extreme.
good?
Hey, yo, I just want to click. Like, I'm not mad or anything. Like what you said in the chat, I'm completely cool with that shit. But it's all good. But I'm just
I
saying,
was
like,
just I was
no,
just
no,
a
no.
little
I
like
get it, bro. It's
pressed
all
and
good.
shit
It's
about
all
what
good.
happened week 7, but like split 2, I just want even all the
Yeah,
teams like
I
just be on
understand, bro. It's
fucking
all good.
clean slate and let's just like this is going
Like,
to be the most competitive this league's ever been this next split. There's so
I
many
Ever.
teams that are
yeah,
sweating shit out.
Ever.
yeah, I agree with you. But I just want to clarify some things. Like you're saying, like my team was like the sub situation. Like the subs that I have, like the people that are joining in. This is a whole new team, demigods. We're nothing with Boglu Crew. We played
Exactly.
with Boglu Crew because we couldn't make a team for split 2. I talked with Frankie personally, and like I messaged him, like, can we make a team? Frankie said you can join the tournament, but your team can't play till split 2. That's what he
Yeah,
told
that's
me.
what I'm saying. And then you guys like were on Boogaloo Crew and then that week 7 you guys like
Left.
Dom
We made a
in
whole new team.
Japan.
And I'll say
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, week
I'll say
7
something about
though,
that. Because I
the
think
thing
that.
is
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad, Kai. Go ahead.
no, go ahead, Dom. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say also that what happened in that conversation with Extreme is that he was told you can play with Boogaloo this week, but you don't have to play with
Yes,
Boogaloo
sir.
this week on week 7.
Mhm.
Exactly.
That was said, and that he could not, since he has a new team, if they wanted to go into the tournament as a new team and not play with Boogaloo week 7, that was plainly said as an
It was
option.
100% given to
So
us.
I
We had a
so
choice.
that's I didn't even think of that before, but but so that was said. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, I'm gonna just bring up an example like so you guys see it from a different perspective. Aspect, he's a player that's been on my team for a little bit now, nothing too long though.
Mm,
And when I first talked to him, he said eventually after this split, because this was like the first time him hearing about the league, and when I told him it was just for a sub spot, he said after this split, he might be down to register his own team with his own friends. He asked me if it would be cool if like he could maybe leave after the split and shit. I was like, I'm all down. I'm always down
yo,
to find
yo,
another fourth or something.
that's real.
And
Yo,
so say if this happens, this is all hypothetical. At the end of week 7, like
mm,
say we're not doing too like well or something like that, or even if we are doing, we're winning and shit, and we decide us three, Vega, Mew, and me, to sit out and let Aspect let his team sub in for us the last week
mm-hmm.
of league play to get like practice match in right before the tournament, and then we come in ourselves as Anon 42, and then they come in as their new team right before. When it's supposed to be like new teams are supposed to register in between the splits, when it was kind of just like I'm not mad that it happened. I just want to make sure it doesn't happen again like next split or anything.
Of course, but take this into consideration. You're talking about Aspect was the only one on your team, and he's the only one that played. And then the very last week, you had 3 new people that joined that team. That is not what happened on Boogaloo. Because
Well, it was 2 new people.
well, listen. No, it wasn't. No, it was
But
one new
look,
person. But let
can
me
I
let me.
speak?
Well, yes,
It was
yes. Let me
Chronix,
let me say this.
And Mata, right?
Let me say this.
That was the last day. Like the
Chronix
last day
played.
we played.
Chronix played on the team
Chronix
the
played
week
2 games
before.
before that.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday. and there was
Yes,
no Madara, and it
and
wasn't.
Scratch.
It was like the same. Wednesday counts as the same week as the Saturday, right? Week
Pretty
7.
much, yeah, I guess. I mean, in this year, I mean this, yeah.
All right, let me say something. So look, Scratch has been playing like okay. I joined in, then I got Scratch to join. Scratch played like 3
I'm
games.
not saying you guys are random at all. I was just saying
Yeah, no,
because
I'm
the
just
same
giving you an
exact
example right
team,
now.
Demigods, Mata, and Chronix played in week 7. They played
Yeah,
against Dragon Gang, and even Mason was kind
Mada,
of heated
I'm
about
Madara
giving you
it
an
and
was
example
stuff.
right now.
Madara was
Like,
the first time I saw him was week 7, but I had played with Chronix before, and I had been playing with Raul for a while, and
yeah.
Verinder. Now I will say this: the first time that all 3 of them played together was week 7. So that's so the week that Chronic played, that's the week that Scratch My D had missed.
So that
So
week we only just got one sub, which was technically just Madra.
exactly.
Chronic and Scratch would
Exactly.
have been on the team before that.
Exactly.
We
They
just
just
added
never
one
had.
player.
We just added
That's all we did.
They just added one player, which was Madara, which we had never seen before. Which I will agree, that
Yes,
was the
sir.
first time I ever met
That
him.
was the only time Madara came in.
Exactly. But the other people had played. They just never had played on the same week. And I'm not gonna lie,
And
Chronix played 2 times for Boogaloo. So I
yes,
guess
sir.
essentially it was just
Scratch
week
played way
7.
before that.
Wait, so
I played too. I
Chronix
didn't play week.
played before that Wednesday?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. He just Raul, and him, Scratch My D, me, and Verinder never played at the same time.
Okay.
One
I
week,
just I
Scratch
guess
My D
it
That's
played,
what
I
and
what
I
you
we
guess
want.
what
fucked
just
up.
had me bothered the most was just that one Saturday then where it's just like we see like the Demigods team that played this weekend as like Boogaloo. It was just like probably confusing even if
It was.
like a
No, I get
random
it.
person watched the stream back and saw them as Boogaloo Crew week
Then
7 and then as in the tournament Demigods, even
right,
a random person would be like, "Wait, what just happened there?" Like a
for
whole
sure.
team just up and left. It'd be like
No,
For
Houston
sure.
they'll
Oilers or
be like they
something.
just took
Totally
one
get it.
player out.
Totally get it.
They'll
I
do
know.
it.
I get where he's coming from. I see where they're coming from. But to explain it further, because obviously Boogaloo isn't is never been good, and it's not a team anybody cares about or watches. But Scratch My D and Chronix had been playing with us before that last week. They just never played
That's
together. They
not.
never played
Yeah,
together.
that was never
And
my issue about like Scratch, Go, or
I
any
get
of them playing previously. It was just that one match, and I'm not even saying I'm mad
right.
about that either. I'm just trying to avoid that situation again. Like it, it's kind of getting like blown out of proportion. I'm just saying
True,
like
true,
if
true,
this,
true,
like
true.
I'm
Very
trying to
true.
avoid this from next split. That's
Very
just
true.
about it. Just
So
like constant like sub switching and shit.
very true. So what's gonna happen? So
And that's what the registration deadline will fix too.
registration deadline will fix. Plus, if you so here's going to be the crux of it all. When you submit your team, that's this. It's going to be a
6.
Well, it's going to be 7. It's going to be 7-man
Oh,
roster.
okay,
You can submit
7. All right,
7-man. Yeah, I guess we decided 7 last week, but it's
all
a
right.
7-man roster. Now, if the person, if come game time, only the 7 people that are on that roster or one of the already registered free agents can play for your
Yes,
team. That's it. If
yes.
you got
Hmm.
if there's 7 people on your team registered and you can only get 2 or 3 and there's no free agents or you didn't and you need a
I'm
free
with
agent
that.
so be. But here's the kicker. Here's the thing. So let's say you have a dude on your team. He's part of your 7. You register him for week 1, and after it, he says, whatever, I gotta quit. As
Hmm.
long as before the next week deadline, you put a new you just register the other guy and submit your
Yeah,
roster. You can have a new guy on your roster, or 2 new guys, or whatever.
yeah. I'm with
You
that.
can have fucking 6 new guys for all I give a shit, as long as they're all in
Yeah,
there. Because here's what we want to do: those guys that you do kick off your team or that do decide are not on any rosters, we want to start adding them to the free agent pool and start letting them know,
I
fucking,
agree.
it is what it is.
I agree. Hey,
You know
so
what I mean?
Kai, did you have any problem with our game today? Like when you were saying stuff
Yeah.
in chat. Well, did you have problem with us getting one
oh,
player in
it
today?
it was more just like built up, just like confusion, just from the start of week 7, and then just like to with Dur just being like a random guy coming in.
Okay, but let me
It
explain
it
Dirt real quick. We signed up Dirt when we signed up Demigods.
Yeah,
yeah,
We
and I
made
didn't know that.
he
I
had
didn't know that. I didn't know
registered
that
our players
until
already. We didn't add
Yeah,
anyone.
And it's the same with
I
ECA.
didn't
ECA had
know that.
a guy that was on the roster. He never played during the split, and he played really well actually for the tournament. I forgot his name. I'm a
ECA was
hit.
completely fine with it.
I'm a hit.
ECA was matched.
Exactly. No, and we were cool with it because
It was just
played well.
it was just a pile of shit, and just
It's
like seeing Dur like fucking in the match just is what set it off. It wasn't like that specifically is what I was mad about. It was more just like
a whole thing.
multiple stuff all piling on together that I was just like thinking about, and then that was just like what set it off.
I get what you're trying to say. You don't want like a whole new team coming in for another team. You think that's what we did, but technically speaking, we just added one player in because all our other players was like the team was changing throughout. I understand what you're saying. Like I joined in, then Scratch joined in, then Chronix, but we all played before. Like, but week 7 we just added one guy, Madra, and then we played for them. And Frankie gave us that choice to play. We played that game, and then that's it. We were demigods from now on. New team with 6 registered people.
Exactly. And shit, here we go. Like Kai just said, Split 2 is gonna be a fucking crazy, yo. And if Aspect's got a team, Good said he had a team, but it sounds like he might be joining Dragon Gang. There's a guy,
that dude's all over the place.
Yeah, honestly,
he's off the map, Dom. He's off the map.
Hey, so the guy that I had tomorrow,
he's hit or miss. I'm not gonna lie. But
the guy that I had
no, he has some gunny. I'm not even gonna lie. He has raw. He's raw. He's good on the map. He just needs to work on some comms a little bit.
Right.
One of my subs from this morning, like Hamza, he said he's about to make his own team too, bro. That team about to be fire as well, dude.
From the dude from overseas?
Yeah, overseas guy.
Where was he from? Where is he at right now?
He's Europe. He's Europe. But he wasn't lagging that much. He played still.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm surprised his connection was really good.
He's overall, so he knew like how to control it. So.
Right. All right, bet. Hey, that's what's up, man.
So next,
more teams, the merrier.
The better.
Next split about to be competitive as fuck.
Lit. Yo, it's
not like ECA was like the top dog, but like there's gonna be other teams now comparing to him.
Hey man, you guys played well, and ECA, like they said, I mean, they didn't get a warm up round, and they got some other players that are gonna step in. So next Saturday,
Dragon Gang too. Their record doesn't like reflect how good Dragon Gang is, even though it says or Goliath. Technically, Goliath and Chicky's team. I'll say because I think they're making a new team, so that team will be good. And then even Dragon Game before that, they were fucking doing on an upward incline. So
hell yeah, they were
Dragon Game pretty nice, bro. Goliath and Cheeky be going off.
Yeah, they won 4 straight weeks before week 7 or something like that, right?
Yeah, I played them in a scrim, bro. Their new team's looking good.
They're nasty. Yeah, they're nice. Yo, and I'm gonna be real with you. They got a dude named Sparks. I don't know if Goliath or any of them are in here, but
I was assuming he's probably going to be on the roster, the new roster.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I would assume that too. But dude is a monster.
Nah, they also got
I've played with him a couple times.
A dude named
Poseidon. Poseidon. His name is Poseidon, bro. He be going off as well. That team's gonna be nice.
All right. And I mean, just to be devil's advocate, we know Cheeky and we know Goliath are going to be a new team, but they're playing Dragon Game for the tournament, earning points for the league. They're 3rd place.
True.
Is there a gripe to be had there? I mean,
I think
it is what it is, bro.
I think because they've been on the roster on that team for so long, like Extreme Go earned y'all points. They led you like in a 3 or 4 game win streak and dug you guys out of the trenches a little bit. So I think that's just gonna happen as we bring in new people and like let them branch off into their new teams and stuff.
And by the way, like when I came in as Boogaloo Krew, I just came in to play for fun. Like I didn't know I was gonna go all off and make my own team or anything. I came in just playing for Boogaloo Krew itself. I was playing for.
Yeah, I saw you. You were just a sub. I saw you. You were just a sub one match. It was like a Wednesday match.
Yeah, yo.
I think I was casting that match. So yeah, I saw you.
After that match, I'm like, yeah, this is fun. I'm gonna probably join back in the league.
And he had like 40 kills in the one game, and it was like we beat Undertokers. That was the first game we won this year.
Yes,
Go.
sir.
I'm surprised you didn't even want to play Cold War because before you didn't like
Nah,
how it
bro.
was
I don't like
fucking
Cold War at all,
hardcore
bro.
and shit, and then now it was back to core and it was more CDL style. So I thought you'd fuck with this shit way more at first.
But like, I don't fuck with Cold War in general. But I didn't play Cold War at start. I dead ass just started playing Cold War when I played with Krew. First time I touched Cold War was with Krew.
Oh shit!
I'm
Hell yeah!
dead.
Bet.
I
Yeah.
don't think a lot of people are gonna agree with me on this, but I think the preset classes makes the league better. Honestly,
I like
I
it.
think putting everyone on the
Wait,
same like playing field and shit is good.
I love it.
what's up with this XM4 ban going on, man?
We're
Everyone
gonna.
I think
talking
we're
about the
gonna
XM4.
the team captains are gonna vote on it in between the splits on
Mhm.
like probably next Sunday before next Sunday, and we're
Mhm.
gonna vote like it's gonna be a vote whether we keep it in or not. I have a feeling the XM4 is gonna go though.
I'm not gonna
Yeah,
vote. I'm
XM4 is
leaning
pretty
towards
iffy.
voting it out. But for Boogaloo.
I think if
So
we go to Krieg and
That's
7-4 U meta, it's more like there's a distinction between an AR and an SMG. The XM4 is kind of like a do-it-all gun. You can get
mm.
the close range fights and them long range, and you shouldn't really be able to do that.
So that means there's no snipers. There's gonna be no snipers in the league then, right?
snipers are good. Yeah,
That's
why not?
that's a different story. I think people like snipers. I think if we
I
took
mean,
snipers out, people
Well,
would be kind of
if you take the
pressed.
XM4 out,
I
the
mean that's how you
XM4
get the
is the
cool clips
sniper.
in. When everyone's like doing good, they want to pull out a sniper and get some clips in. Snipers are needed, man.
Well,
And
they don't
snipers
have any.
limited to S&D too,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Right. Well, they. That's what I was gonna say. The only sniper class really is the XM4 sniper, ain't it? Isn't it?
No, it's just a sniper.
Oh, okay. I thought it was an XMG
Wait, the
sniper.
XM4, I think you're confused. It's the AR on the bottom, like when you're playing respawns, like
Yeah.
hardpoint and
Mhm.
control,
Mhm.
and then S&D. That I think there's a couple more classes added to the bottom, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
the AX or not the AX50. The Tundra is the sniper class.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right. Search and destroy has different ones. Okay.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I see this. And as far as I know, snipers are banned in CDL play. So that's what I mean. If we're gonna start banning stuff for because of CDL play, I think we throw both of them in there.
I mean,
That's what
I
that's
think
what
that's
snipers are
something to
necessary.
talk about.
is
I
that right,
think
Sid?
people
That's what Sid
Most
said.
people disagree with the CDL banning snipers. That's the thing. Like, people love snipers so much.
Okay. All right.
The only reason why snipers are banned in CDLs, those players are so good that thing's broken in their hands. But it's not like
Honestly.
we don't have enough like cracked people with the like Mew will pop off and get a two-piece and stuff, but it's not like he's deleting teams with that shit, just like walking through them.
Yeah, like the black scope on snipers are crazy. Like you just have to get the centering right, get the dot on
Mhm.
point. If the dot's on point, it's just a kill. You can dead ass no scope across the map with this shit. That's not OP.
Right. Well, we vote on it. Everything's up for vote. You know how we do it. We're gonna throw it together. It'll probably be on next week's ESPOT because Frankie's obviously can get the screen up and we can do all the shit, the clips and all that. He'll be here in probably another 30 minutes. We might, if we're still on, he might fuck around tonight too. But yeah, we'll get a vote.
I'm reading the chat right now, and Isaiah just said if XM4 goes, we need more gun options, not just 7-4U and Krieg. That's more just up to the developers fucking stopping lagging and actually updating the CDL preset classes. Once they update the classes, we don't even have to worry about banning the XM4, and they're just going to put in the QBZ.
When are they doing?
They'll put in the QBZ.
When's the next update?
I'm not sure. They don't say. I thought it was going to come with Season 2 Reloaded, but they haven't touched the CDL preset classes since they put them in, really, like taking guns out wise. So I don't know.
Hey, so like
Maybe we can manually put in other guns. I'm not
no,
sure.
you can't.
We'll
No,
see.
you
You
can't.
can't.
No.
You can only restrict them. All right.
Yes, sir.
Well,
But like
people
what are
aren't gonna
some
like the Krieg 7-4U meta. Then that sucks. But
we can do this. Like it's gonna take a bit of time, but you can restrict every weapon other than the weapons that we allow, and you can restrict attachments, so they're limited to two.
the thing about that, we would have to do it for every person that hosts,
No, you
and
can save
that
it.
setting thing is broken.
You can
It's
save it.
broken.
Oh, you can't save it?
Well, no, it's not that you can't save it. If you actually, because in the beginning of the season, I tried to make a prototype settings list with all the CDL bans, and when I tried restricting weapons, it was restricting the wrong weapons and stuff. It's like it
When did you try this
always
though?
It lets you restrict like
and
attachments, and then it just from the attachment it takes all the different guns out that
I
you
mean,
don't
there were
want.
updates in the
yeah,
game,
yeah,
so
it's all broken, it's
It's
busted,
weird.
and they
It's
haven't
weird.
really touched the custom game settings things.
oh, I got you.
Right.
Yeah.
It's weird. We
Or
did
else
try to
that's what we would be doing, because then that would let
exactly.
us use the Milano and our own
Yeah,
custom loadouts.
Milano,
That's like the
do all
ideal.
those.
That's like perfect world scenario. That's what we would be doing, but it doesn't. It's not
It didn't let
fucking
us, so then we
possible with
ended
this
up doing
game.
the pro. That's why we're not doing domination anymore because they switched from domination to
To
control with the
control.
pro
Yeah.
settings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what. So we're low key like at the mercy of what the game has really thrown at
Mhm.
Yes,
us.
sir.
Just because
It's we're trying to make it as easy as possible
to
and
set
as
the matches up
competitive as possible. So
exactly
it's like it's not too technical and complicated and shit when it comes to all the rule sets.
and
Like
hosting.
we can just slap the game mode on and not really have to worry about someone busting out some like crazy shit like an
Exactly.
RPG
And here's the thing,
or fucking
because here's the thing, we got to make the games easy to
they're
set up.
using like a gung ho like on the low key or some shit like
I mean,
that.
everything's
Right.
balanced right now. That's really good.
Right.
Right now,
Yeah.
they're balanced.
And I like that. I actually like that.
But like, even okay, but
No, I was gonna say, but even like next year. So here's the thing: we got to keep it simple and easy because, like Kai said, there's gonna be a bunch of different. Eventually, we're gonna get to the point where we have more than one game going on at a time. Because if you think about it, right now we have 7 teams. We have at least 3 new ones joining. Demigods, Goliath, and his crew, and then potentially
So that's
Aspect.
10. That's
Potentially
perfect because
Aspect.
that means everyone plays once, right?
Yo, but that's not it though. There's another team that's coming out of Nerd Gear. Nerd Gear has a dude breaking
oh,
off and joining
They're
it,
splitting.
making it. No, Nerd Gear has one guy making a team potentially, and
Okay.
then
damn.
Killers have or Robert has
A new
gotten
roster.
a new roster, and I guess some of the dudes have.
12.
I guess some of the dudes have recommitted, but he's gonna have a full team, so he should have enough to sub, and obviously with the rosters. We'll have enough time
Dude.
for subs and stuff, but apparently the Killers are going to try to make it a go at it split too. So that's potentially 11, 12 teams. So
That's like every team, like one player leaving from every team and making their own team.
there's a
Damn.
lot. There's a lot going on. So it's
I'm
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess in between 10 to 12 teams is just to be on the safe side, like 10
exactly.
minimum, 12 at the max.
So yeah, so we're gonna in exactly truth. So what's going on? Yeah, no, the Killers are definitely on probation, yo. So they do one no show, they're out. One no show, they're out. No questions asked. We
Mhm.
already kind of Rob knows.
What's up with the Killers?
They got voted out of the league last split, and so we kind of have
With
some
all
rules.
this,
We have some rules for jumping.
we need
Yeah,
to figure out how many new teams are registering, and that's going to influence how we
exactly.
schedule and how we do the matches for
It's
next
gonna be around
split.
11 or
And
12.
that's going to have to be decided next Sunday. Like we're not going to be able to figure it out tonight.
No, that's gonna no, because we have to wait for that for sure. The scheduling show
Hmm.
is gonna be next Sunday, for sure.
And
Schedule.
we're gonna have to look back on last split schedule too, and make sure that we don't have any like reoccurring to like. We'll see what
Yeah.
happens. Maybe we do split up it. If it is 12 teams, I could see us splitting into 16 divisions,
Well, that's exactly
and then
that's what
you
Six talked
play
about
each team
in the
twice,
yeah
and
Six
then
talking
the
in the
tournament
comments.
mixes it all up.
Yeah, so Sick brought that up right now in the comments. He says we should do 2 divisions of 5 or 2 separate divisions because we said between 10 and 12, so same
Hmm.
thing. And then Unra brought up the Killers being on probation, which is totally true. And then all right, so Sick says we should choose divisions based off the ranking from the season and attorney. So
Yes, I agree with that. So the number one seeded team ECA would be on one group, and then we would be on another group. And you
I'll
want to
say
know something kind of cool? How the CDL does it? This is how they do it. Whatever the top 2 teams were of that split,
mhm.
the first team picks who's in the other team's group.
I
So
was
they
just
try to pick who they think the best team is and send it to their group, and then the second tier team picks next,
oh
and
I
then it
got
goes
something.
to
I got something right now. I just came up with something I think's dope. So the first 2 seeds, right? So it would be Demigods ECA.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wins, right, gets to pick, like Kai just said, a team for that team, right? So
Mm-hmm.
let's say Demigods, you guys got the lead right now. So let's say you pull it off next Saturday. You would
Mm-hmm.
pick a team to go into ECA's bracket, but then on ECA would get a chance to pick. They would be their pick.
Yeah.
They would pick somebody. They would get to pick somebody to be in their bracket, right?
And then the way it would go after that is whoever the demigods picked, they pick next, and they pick who goes into the other bracket, and it works like a
Oh
chain
yeah.
effect like that.
Okay.
So it'd have to be in the team captains chat, like we'd have to be live, and then all the communicating would have to be in the team captains chat, like the voting. Each person would have to show up.
I like that.
For each team.
So the whole point I went on this is that eventually we're going to have multiple podcasters and multiple hosts going at a time. So we need the setup to be as simple as possible.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it's going to be lit. I actually like that idea. That's really dope. The division idea. That
makes the scheduling way easier, and it makes teams not really complain about like not playing other teams as much, because then they know next split they'll probably just be thrown into another bracket and playing new teams and stuff.
Now that sounds really cool, but would it be better and more efficient for the league right now for us to maybe pick based on where you live? Because wouldn't it be a good idea to have East Coast teams playing East Coast teams more often than not, and West Coast Central teams playing each other, rather than maybe a division that has 3 East Coast teams and 1 West Coast
I don't
team?
think, since it's been an issue, I mean, I guess Messiah did have an issue with the Central connection, but like, if we're dedicating it West and East side, once it gets into the tournament, it's going to feel like teams are playing a different game, because then once it comes down to playing on a central host, you're going to be lagging and stuff, and you're like, damn, during the whole fucking season, I was playing on a good connection, and now in the tournament, I'm playing on lag.
Honestly, Vega's host is the best.
Yeah, Vega has a good host. I've never lagged on Mason's host, really, unless it was my own shit. So I think we have a really good select few hosts right now.
Those two.
Are you Central?
Beaston? No, I'm West Coast. I don't really host unless it's 2 AZ teams playing. So if it's like Taxman and Boogaloo Crew or Taxman and Undertokers, some shit like that, that's when I host.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, no. And then I hosted one.
If they need me.
And it was pretty bad.
I mean, I got really good internet, so if y'all need me to host any East Coast games, let me know.
Okay.
I got like godlike internet.
And we put it on the schedule ahead of time, so you'll know like a week in advance like what game you'd be hosting. So if you're not like available for that shit, you can just like give them a heads up and be like, yo, I can't make it for that. Mm-hmm. It's not like you're gonna be told the day of like which game you're hosting.
Right. Totally. No, I get that. And Unra, that's what we're figuring out right now. We wanna kind of spread it around. We appreciate you though.
The more people we're getting in the league, the more host options we have.
Exactly. No, and for sure, we don't want anybody to get burnt out or over. We don't want them to get.
Hey Mason, you did host a shit ton, but don't lie. A lot of those times you were like, "Yo, I'm down to host. But a lot of those times it was because we like needed you and shit too. But it's like, don't even lie. You like watching them games.
Very true. But I get it, Unra, and we totally. And hey, Vega had a good host, and Frankie's host isn't terrible too. He just streams, so it makes it bad.
Yeah.
He's got really good internet too.
So maybe one day if we get like you streaming the match and him hosting maybe or some shit like that.
Potentially, we actually were gonna do that this last week one time, but it didn't work out that way. But yeah, no, we can try it out for sure.
Oh, and since I'm working in shit again, I'm about to be stacking my bread for a PC. I'm starting to collect on all the streaming shit. So like, give me like 2 months, and I'm gonna have a whole dope setup too, ready to start fucking casting games. Probably split 3. You'll see the setup.
How many splits are we having?
I think like 4 or 5 before is going all the way into November.
Yeah, 4 splits, 3 tournaments. Yeah,
I'm gonna be out of here, bro. Fuck, I'm gonna be gone for like 2 months.
2 months? Ah, shit.
No, it's gonna be in June for March or May.
You'll be here for like 2 more splits or 1 more split.
My team got it. All right,
And
so the sub situation. Any team that signs up right now will be that same team throughout the whole year.
any team,
Next
No,
year.
it's not throughout the whole year. They could
Split.
The
drop
split
people every Friday.
split, and
every
it can
Friday.
change.
Okay,
And
You
you
have
can.
to solidify your roster every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
gotcha.
So
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 like
it,
right now, I had one question. Like right now, Dirk's playing for my team, right?
yes. So
Dirk's on my
Mhm.
roster,
he's on your six
but
man
like
roster. You
Yes.
can have 7.
Dirk is not gonna be not gonna continue playing on my team after this tournament's over. I'm gonna like Dirk's gonna be off, and I'm gonna add 2 new players for sub.
Okay.
That's
Yeah,
completely
that's
fine.
fine. As long as you sign it up on their
Yes.
like website, you're chilling.
On split one,
Or
yeah.
you let Frankie know.
Yeah, split one, sign up. And here's the thing. So let's say you sign up a team week 1, and let's say you don't have any roster changes. You're not gonna need to submit every Friday. Your roster is gonna be a rolling roster
Uh-huh.
until you switch it. So if you
Yeah.
sign up with 7 people week 1, I don't want people that had the same roster all year to feel like, oh shit, I gotta submit rosters every week now. Like, nah, if you
Yeah,
got the
yeah, I
same
feel it.
6 people on there, then you're gonna be good. And then we'll have in the Instagram, we'll have highlights. We'll have roster changes that are going to start going in there, so everybody will be able to. We'll kind of self police, like, hey, I don't see that dude on this roster, type of deal. So um, everybody will know everybody's rosters. It'll be all straight. It'll be
Hmm.
on the up and up. It'll be dope.
I think one thing that should be done too
Exactly.
next ESPOT
Unreal.
is we should expand League Central. I feel like there's a lot of people missing players
Yes.
that are in the league that should be on League Central because it'll make it easier to get eights going and stuff.
Totally.
And I think the team group chats need to be cleaned up a little bit. Get the active roster members on the team group chats,
I like that.
and
We'll do that for sure.
that'll be will be smooth chilling.
And
Oh, and what I was saying about the team group chats too is like how Frankie or whoever it is, you or Frankie, whoever's sending us the schedules when you guys do that every week,
mm-hmm.
every Friday be like any changes. And if they
Right.
don't say anything, there's probably no changes. And if they do, that's like their official roster change. Like, hey, I'm subbing in. What Mike is dropping out, and we're bringing in this new guy or some shit potentially
Okay.
as a sub. Where
I like
Aspect
that.
can't play. Da 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 is going to be in this week.
I like that. I like that. And I really, really like the League Central because the League Central used to be the team captains, but then it just got
But now
crazy.
team captains has their own
They
thing.
have
Yeah.
their own thing. So League Central, I would like potentially every single person that's in the league, free agent or team or not, to be in there.
Hmm.
And that's like our
Have it
it's
just
our
like
league
50
bulletin.
people in that shit. Just
Exactly.
crazy madness. Everyone's
Exactly.
playing.
All
There'll
in.
at least be 10 people playing currently in that group chat throughout the day.
Straight up.
I'm with it.
That's policy questions. Okay, so we should do that. And then Kai said he wants. Well, I think the policy questions should just go to the team chat.
That would be that would be Captain Chat or even League Central. You could bring up questions and that shit. That would be a good place to bring it up.
Mm-hmm.
Even Discord would be a good spot.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think team captains will definitely. You bring up any policy things. I mean, most of the votes are gonna happen in the team chats. So he's saying, should there be another whole chat in case I do that? Actually, you know what? I think y'all should just they ask the team captains in the team chat, and then y'all ask us in the team captains chat, in the captains chat. Or what do you think, Unra?
Wait, what is he saying? So like the players themselves, not like a team captain?
So he wants a League Central, but that's only about like policy stuff. Like, so he's like,
Well, the League Central can serve as the same thing. Like there's not going to be a lot of other stuff that we're talking about besides like, yo, let's play eights, and then people will probably be like, who's watching the CDL match?
right.
I
Da da
think he's
da
trying to
da.
say that. I think he's trying to say that he wants something where like people can go in and like dispute something and like make a policy.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I
set up
totally get what he's saying, and I can see where he's saying like it could get lost in the like chat.
Yeah.
If it's crazy. Hopefully, I mean, I don't think that. Hopefully, the chat's just not fucking 24 hours a day going crazy.
Also,
Um,
there's like
I think
50 guys.
It might, but shit. Discord's pretty cool. Discord, I mean, we got a lot of people on our Discord. It's not like,
I think with policy questions, if you have a question as a team, you should just drop it in the team group
Very
chat,
true.
and that's why we should have the team group chats better. Like current active roster members should be in the, because I know Anon 42's group chat had fucking players from Demi. It was a little bit mixy in there, so we just need to clean that up a little bit with teams like if Goliath and Chicky say are in Dragon Gang's group chat on Instagram right now with Frankie and Kanna Games, then they need to be put in their own teams
Yeah, we'll
and have
we'll
the
get
new
that cleared up.
rosters
I
of
agree.
Dragon Gang, all that shit
I agree with that. We'll get it cleared up. We'll get
before
that
the
cleared
next
up.
split.
They're going to be cleaned up, and I agree, Mason. There's going to be a lot of motherfuckers running their mouth in League Central. So, here's my solution. Here's the thing. Do we want to add 50 more people to another chat? And what are we going to start like policing?
Well, League Central right now is all pretty much just the team captains and like all of Dragon Gang. So we might as well just add all the other teams because it's pretty much just like a team captain chat plus Dragon Gang right now.
No, I like that, and we can do so. Let's do that, and then I think Mason, the solution on this is if anybody on your team, Dragon Gang or any team, they kick it in. If they got any policy questions, they ask their team captains because we want our team captains to take a more prominent role in the league. Yo, like we're gonna start doing profiles. Like we're gonna start like.
Yeah, team captains should be definitely be on top about teams coming on time and your players like roster managing your roster, like hitting up your team ahead of time and knowing which guys are going to be gone on the day instead of like the day of like being down 3. Even this year, or not this year, but this last split, I had a week, I think it was week 7, where we couldn't play Taxman because I didn't hit up my team because I didn't even think I was playing that week, but I ended up showing up. But we were down 2 people or something like that. So even sometimes I have times where I slack on the captain shit. But I think all of us, like if the team captains step up, it will make the league step up
totally
better.
And that's why we did the schedules this year, and that's why we just made the 10-minute. We made the disqualification rules. And we're growing. It's baby bricks. It's brick by brick for sure.
I feel it, Mason. And that's what happened with Goods on our team. And when he didn't respond, I gave him a day to not respond, 2 days to not respond, and I was like, all right, even when I sent him like the text, letting him know, and even that like couple hours, I'm not getting a text back. I'm like, all right, I might need to start finding someone to fill in for him.
Right.
But that's why your team always had like 8 people this year, so it's crazy.
It's tough.
How sometimes it was tough to get people.
It's tough. And then Messiah
to fill in.
And then Messiah, man, I don't know where he went, but he was like one of the top dudes in the league.
What happened to
Dude, I was playing with Messiah like every day. He was grinding with me, and then he just stopped playing Cold War as much.
And
I don't know what happened.
No show too.
Exactly.
For the tournament.
Yeah, Taxman too. We had a couple dudes drop out. It's I'm not gonna lie. Me and Frankie got a lot of shit going on, but that's no excuse though, because we can't ask people to do something we can't do. So
I'm not trying to diss on you at all, too, Mason. I know how it can be with like players and stuff.
Yeah, we not. Yeah, no, I'm not. It's not.
I'm not trying to diss or disrespect anyone right now. I'm saying I know how it is.
Keep it real with me, shit. That's cool.
Hey, so
I know it too.
I'm about to dip right now, but like Rahul just asked me to ask this one question to Kai personally. Like you were saying,
what up?
You weren't mad or anything in chat, but like Rahul's asking like, why did you mention like you're dropping us and stuff? You know.
I mean, I can't go through back all the chat and like read what people were saying and stuff. I had a reason for why I said I dropped you guys. Oh, it's because Dom said, well, he said, well, you were on our team on Anon. And it was something. It was because I brought up Dirt. It was just so long ago. I just like the fact that it's being brought up again. That's all in the past. If Bill is like still pressed about it, it's like whatever.
He's asking right now. I'm just talking besides Bill right now.
I don't really care that much. Like if he wants to go through the Twitch chat again and figure it out, he can do that.
Yo,
but like that's sort of a low blow, bro. Like high key, we weren't saying anything or anything too. Like we were just chilling. You didn't have to say that.
Don't even lie, you guys weren't talking shit all leading up before this though. Like
No, you
I
can't
was watching the
talk shit.
match when Bill called Vega a bitch and shit, and I know it
Bro,
wasn't
he
even
called
like
that. He
any
took that
host.
as a joke, bro.
I I know it wasn't even some hostile shit, but I'm
He
just
was saying
saying
that as a
like it
joke, bro,
wasn't
and
like
they
it
were
was
laughing
just
about it.
like I came out of left field or anything. Like I think y'all are taking things way out of context. Like y'all think I'm mad, but I'm not, and it's like coming off like you guys are mad about it.
I think we kind of tell right, and then hey, it was text, and we were all in the heat of the moment. And hey, man, I'm gonna keep it real. Nobody expected demigods. I knew what you guys were gonna do. But
Yeah, thanks,
it's
man.
a surprise, yo. ECA hasn't lost a match, let alone a whole game. Like we haven't even talked about that, yo. Like ECA lost today, right? Like
Yeah,
you
I
know,
no that you no. The thing is though, I don't think that was the same ECA
no, it
as we
wasn't.
saw throughout the
Of course not.
for sure.
But it happened, and it wasn't like a close one. So
Think
like
about it
I
though.
think
Next week it's going to be a completely different series and it resets. So they're tied 1-1 right now. ECA has
yes,
already beat Demigods once and Demigods have beat ECA once. And think about it like this. If the rosters are right, Scratch will probably be back next week on Saturday, so it's going to go back to the original rosters and who won the match when it was the original rosters and stuff. Not saying Demigod's going to lose or anything,
true,
but
very true,
it
very
makes
true.
you think. It makes you think. Even though Demi just
Yeah,
lost, it's a whole nother week and it's going back to the original rosters, no like subs and stuff.
Very true.
honestly, yeah, but like next week, so Scratch is gonna be in, but I got work. Like yesterday, or like yeah, yesterday, I missed the whole day of work. Like I was supposed to go, but I decided to stay. So I actually got to go to work next week,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. So
Right.
I'm gonna have their replace me
Okay.
that day. I got work.
So there you go. That's going to be the difference next week.
There
That's
you
going to
go.
be
Scratching me or changing.
Or changing. Okay. So hey, here and then here's something. I'm gonna about sum up. So like Kai brought it up a second ago. You know, calling Vega a bitch or whatever, and that's kind of like, and that's like, I mean, we're men, but that is definitely kind of over the line from kind of the conduct we've had in the league so far. Like that, even I was kind of like, ugh, like. If we were in
I
prison,
get you.
yo, if we're in prison, yo, we're stabbing at each other. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I get you. I get you.
right? So there's a little bit of there's a little bit of animosity there, and it's cool to have rivalries, yo. It's cool to have rivalries.
hmm Honestly,
But
makes it more competitive.
exactly. But like Mason said, and I agree. Let's keep it all respectful between us, and then
100%, bro. I'm
it'll
always
be
about
cool.
respect.
It's I'm totally down with the shit
Never,
talking.
never
As
disrespected
as a
anyone.
matter of fact, I actually so here's something. We're gonna start releasing the games on the Instagram page. We used to do that at the beginning of the league, but nobody
yeah,
really.
that's how I used to watch all the games. I see you guys post them on YouTube and stuff, but I
Yeah,
remember the first tournaments, you'd post the whole thing on
the whole
Instagram.
game
I'd
on
be like,
Instagram.
fuck yeah.
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 So all the games are gonna start being on Instagram.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah, Kanna Krew's gonna get a studio here soon. So the whole ESPOT, everything's gonna
Woo!
step up a level. We're gonna have clips.
Woo!
That's what's up.
Exactly. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be a lot better. So,
That's dope.
we're just getting started, man. We just got to get this shit, all together. Make sure everybody's happy,
Hell yeah.
and then compete hard, man.
Yeah, once we get all the kinks worked out, just like how we had to do it last year. I was saying this in the beginning of the split too. Like, there's gonna be shit that's gonna happen throughout this first split. That's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be fucking tough.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna once split two happens, all that shit's gonna be gone, and it's gonna fucking feel like we're just like swimming, flowing. Like
Yeah,
all this shit that we're going through now, even though it's annoying and stuff, we have to fucking ride through it just so it could be fucking perfect,
it could be
smooth.
dope. Exactly. And here's the thing. Exactly, Kai. And here's the thing. We went through it last year. Every week we were adding stuff,
Mm-hmm.
growing, getting better, and it got us to that point, right? And
Yeah.
it's just like bricks on foundation. Now we're putting
Well, everything
bricks. Now we're
happens.
adding bricks. Exactly.
We learn from our mistakes. And we're just gonna get better from now on, honestly.
Okay. Amen.
Facts.
That's lit.
I'm down to start fucking split two on a clean slate with everyone and shit. Like
Let's
I
do it.
got no animosity or no shits for
Amen.
fucking split two with anyone.
Hey, it's on. It's nothing but
Hey,
love. I
man.
mean, to be truthfully honest, I mean, we're all talking to each other over the internet. So I mean, what can any of us
Facts.
really? What's the
You're
point?
right. You're
You
right.
know what I mean?
Facts.
So, it is what it is.
It's a game. It's a
Even
game.
today, I was
Exactly.
sitting here, I was thinking, I was like, damn, this feels like fucking high school again, bro. I was like, fuck, it's been a minute.
It's a game, guys.
I was, hey,
Yo,
I was
vibes.
driving
I'll
here.
have
I
fun.
was driving and I was all mad at first, and I was like, man, what the fuck? And I
All right,
smoked.
guys. Yo, I'm
I
out.
smoked.
I'm
Yeah,
about to
all
dip.
This
That
is
was
right,
good,
all right. I'll
brothers.
see you later, bro.
All
And
right,
then I
peace
got
out.
here. I smoked, and I'm like, all right, man. That's why I was like, I don't want to get. I just want to talk about the tournament. I mean, we'll talk about the other shit, but
Yeah, I hadn't smoked. I don't know about you, but I hadn't smoked all day either while I was sitting there watching the match too. I don't
yeah,
know if that had anything to affect what I was saying,
I
but
put money on
I
it
for
that
sure
it did.
hadn't smoked all the day either.
I put money on it that it did, yo. It would me. So, but no, hey man, again, no animosity. I never take anything too serious
Yeah,
because I mean, man, I got a bunch of real problems in real life to deal with. I ain't, you know what I mean? Not that this
facts.
ain't real life, but I just try not to.
I like to use this as just like my fucking having fun. Like I used to go fucking play basketball at the rec league a lot when I lived down at the beach, and this
Right.
is kind of like me going back to the rec league, like
Yo,
competition and shit again. You feel me?
exactly. Yo, so I used to play paid Madden tournaments back in the day. I used to, and I mean, even way
Oh,
before
so
that.
you got experience in the fucking esports world and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Like
Well,
you
like
got
the
this in the bag.
homeboy tournaments, but nothing like on
Oh, okay, like the
yeah.
homies and shit putting money into it. I fuck with that.
But I mean, it pretty much is. That's what this is. It's just a
Yeah,
lot more
yeah.
structured and it's on video. But and we have a fucking like sports show. But yeah, hey, and then on a side note, Unreal, it's all good, man. It's much love. It's all, hey man, two bulls butting heads, man. It is what it is, man. I ain't, I didn't take anything too personal. um,
I think Split 2 is going to be fun though.
it's gonna be lit.
Now
So
that because everyone really didn't know each other. Like everyone knew each other from previous season, but all the new people and stuff, like the new
right,
teams, ECA, the Killers and stuff,
right,
everyone's kind of gotten adjusted with a new group of guys and shit. So
right, right.
I think we'll work with each other with whatever problems we have in Split 2 and shit will go over smooth.
It'll be dope. Now I have a question. So one thing I'll say is they have a winners and losers bracket in CDL, right? Um,
Yeah, that's kind of like how they put the bottom 8 teams straight into losers.
yeah. So what if
That's what
one
I was kind of talking about when we were discussing the tournament if we did it that way. But Frankie said we with the time, like he said, since there was only 7 teams, we would be able to do all the matches. So I was
right?
like, screw it.
No,
But I
that's
knew like split 2 is a potential idea.
no, totally. Now let me ask you this: we're talking about divisions. What if we did two
Hmm.
separate divisions and we did the top and based on the tournament and the the points or whatever where everybody's at, we do the
Yeah,
top
yeah,
six
that's how
teams.
they do it in the CDL. So like the one seed
Mm-hmm.
the one seed of Group A would be playing the number 4 seed of Group B,
Okay.
and then the number 1 seed of Group B would be playing the number 4 seed of Group A, and
Okay.
then when it goes to the bottom of the back bracket, it would be the group like 12 seed or the 12 seed of Group
Mm-hmm.
A would be playing was it the eighth seed of Group B. It would go like that, like because the way like seeding, you have to play the lower seeded team because that's like the whole advantage of having the number 1 seed and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But then in the tournament, that's how they do it though. They do mix the teams up and stuff, so you are playing people from the other side.
So what I was thinking is, let's say we have 12 teams or 10 teams,
Hmm.
whatever, even number teams. We do
Yeah,
top 5 teams, 5 worst teams, or top 6 teams, top 6 bottom teams.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And they play each other or whatever, and we have the schedule be whatever. And then at the end of the season, we take maybe the top 4 from this league, 4 from here, the 4 bottoms, and then the 4 middles, and have them do 3 brackets that play out into 4 teams, and have those teams play each other or something. Like there's potentially, like, depending if we get a lot of teams, there's a lot of different bracket styles we could do, and I think having divisions or
I
maybe
think
even multiple divisions might be dope too.
I think with 12 right now, having two divisions is definitely the way to go.
I think
If
so
we
too.
do have 12,
Mm-hmm.
because then it would be 6 teams. You think about 6 teams,
Mm-hmm.
and then if each team played twice, that would be 10 matches.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if I'm doing my math right, because it would be 6 teams on each side, and you don't play yourself, so you'd play 5 teams, and then in 5 matches do it twice. So yeah, 10. That would work out as 10 games. So I think 12 teams splitting into
A week, 10 a week.
two what is it? Why am I losing it in my brain, man? I haven't smoked weed in a minute. Divisions. That's the word I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
6 teams splitting up into two divisions. I think that's the best. Like it will go so smooth next split if we
Mm-hmm.
do get 12 teams.
Okay.
Cause with 5, I think one team, like it gets kind of mixy. Like
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to scheduling 10 games, like we might have to change the amount of games we play depending on how many times,
Mm-hmm.
or not how many times, but how many teams are in each division.
Right, and with that even number, it makes it easier to do the even games.
Yeah,
Bet.
yeah.
Okay. No, I totally get that. I totally get that. So we'll definitely try to get that all set up and put together for sure.
Yeah, ESPOT definitely next week. I don't know what you all have planned, but that will
Schedule
for
each other.
sure kind of be like that one ESPOT we did where it took a minute to figure. I mean, that was just because we were trying to figure out League Lobster. Now that we know how to do the
Exactly.
scheduling and we already have that last one, it's just going to be figuring out all this technical stuff because
Exactly.
before it was just figuring out how to work that
Mm-hmm.
and we just filled everything in. Now it's like
And
we know how to
honestly,
work it.
to keep it 100, I joined League Lobster in 3 minutes. It took me 3 minutes with my Facebook page to join
It's
League
simple.
Lobster.
I
Yo,
like it.
we can
I've been
potentially
joined for a minute.
we can potentially submit our rosters on there every Friday
hmm
because you actually
If
can
team
say
captains,
if
if
team
team
cap
captains are on it and stuff,
if
and made
enough
it an
people.
obligation to sign up on League Lobster to sign up for the league, like when you
Right.
sign up on the
Sign up for League
website.
Lobster. It's dope. Yo, Mason, legit, you can fucking put your rosters together. People can go in there. It sends you emails on when your match is. You can go in there and say, hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it on this game or that game. Like, it would make submitting
It's a
rosters
website
easy.
specifically made just for running like random leagues like this, whether it's like a
Exactly.
beach volleyball rec or like a rec basketball league. It's made just like specifically for this,
Exactly.
organizing like
Le-
fucking public
Leagues.
leagues.
Exactly. Yo, so I mean, if maybe team captains, maybe we'll get Frankie to push it in the Discord or in the team captains, or you know
hmm
what we'll do when we get everybody out of the League Central, we'll start dropping shit like that in League Central, and then
Yeah,
and then people
yeah.
can go join, and then we'll legit be like, yo, your team needs 3 people. I know I used Facebook, but I think you can just use an email as well and kind of get in there.
I
It's
think
not
we should drop the link to the League Lobster once we have the Split 2 schedule made and we have all the new teams registered and filled in there and stuff. And then we can make a free agent team that doesn't like play any matches or something like that, and you just like look at that roster and see who all the free agents are and stuff.
exactly. So I mean, are y'all picking up Butter? Butter's been trying to get on Anon for forever. If Aspect's leaving, are y'all
I
picking Butter up or?
I'm not sure if Aspect's leaving.
Mm-hmm.
The way he's been talking to me is that he still wants to stay on the team, and I'm down to have him on the team. He's a fucking cracked S&D player,
Mm-hmm.
and one thing that I like about him too is he plays well with the AR, and
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing that our team lacks. Like naturally, I'm a submachine gun player.
Mm-hmm.
Vega, all right. You were watching our matches, the tournament
Mm-hmm.
versus the Demigods and Dragon Gang. Tell me we didn't look like a completely different team.
For sure. No, for sure.
And that was all because we did one thing. We switched Vega to the submachine gun, and we switched me to the AR. And what happened is, if you watch the hardpoint match,
Mm-hmm.
Vega was the getting the most kills out of all of us. He was even
Yeah, no,
outgunning. He was top fragging Mewtwo.
no, he's balling. He's balling. It was like,
Just from that one switch, it made him. And what we did too is before we were having me and Mike playing the objective versus demigods, and having Vega and Mew play outside and try to keep all of them off, and playing the angles, those off angles and stuff. And then we just switched positions and had Vega in the point, and that's where Vega's most comfortable. And he just popped off.
mm,
So
yeah, no, he went off. Because I think I said something about it. I was like, Vegas got to get it together this round because his first round wasn't that great, and then that very
but
next round he came in balling.
But what having aspect, what's good about having aspect is he plays AR, and I did alright on the AR. Like, I had my moments, but I definitely play way more comfortable with the sub because I like having like that mobility, like
Moving
playing
around.
faster.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. I know it. I ain't mad at that. Well, shoot,
But we're definitely gonna have 6 guys signed up. Mike, I like playing with Mike too, even though he's a sub and he kind of takes my spot role wise.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a really good, like, solid starter slash sub. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he could start on the team if we
6
really
man.
needed him, but we have so much talent on the roster, it's kind of hard to get him in.
Right.
But then we're gonna have this other dude too, who might end up being the starter that I was texting today, and I
Okay.
was gonna sign him up on the roster. And his name here, let me see right now. I have it on Discord.
Unruh said it felt good to be Anon for once. It was a long time coming.
Bro, that series was so close. There were so
It
many
was.
times where like we felt like we should have 3-0'd you guys. Not saying you guys didn't deserve the win. Like, you guys definitely outplayed us. But we definitely beat ourselves in that match too as well, because there are so many times we could have just ran away with it. Cause in the S&D, you guys were beating us. We were down 4-2, but we just went and popped off 2 rounds straight. And then there's a round where we're up 4-1, and Chicky was the last guy, and he killed Mew, which is always tough when Mew's our first blood because he's our sniper and he's like always getting picks and shit. So when Mew's the first blood, we always kind of have to play slower. And Mike died to him right after because Mew got him one shot and Mike tried to press him, and Chicky just made a really good play. And then I played really stupid, and instead of just playing at the opposite bomb site like I usually do and just wait for him to plant the bomb and try to get the kill, I went to try to get the kill before him planting the bomb, and he got me. And then Vega literally almost clutched the 1v1. I was just
Mm-hmm.
watching the game back today,
Yeah.
and Chicky clutched a 1v4 ace. It was actually pretty crazy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
that's big on Chicky. And that
Right.
kind of killed our momentum in the S&D. So I feel like if that round goes our way and we're up 5-4, I feel like we win that S&D. And then the control, we were up 2-0. And there was an offense where we had B captured and we had 2 ticks on A, and we just need one more tick. So
One
that
more tick
series
and it ran
literally
out.
could have went back and forth.
Yo, that whole control match was like that. Like, it was,
Yeah.
y'all were literally 2 kills, 10 seconds. Like, it was crazy, yo. Like, it was nuts. It was nuts.
Raid, we definitely bounced back in the second series. Like, our first series in Respawn, we couldn't catch a break. Like, demigods were picking us apart, and it was definitely because they were prepared and they had all their shit on top in the practice, and we were kind of going into it stale because if you think about it, the week before we DQ'd because we
That
only
was
had
right.
2 players, so we
Yeah.
hadn't played a series as a team in 2
2
weeks,
weeks. Yeah.
which
No.
was which was kind of rough, and we hadn't played a series with this guy Mike too. So after we played that one series versus Demigod, and I think if we would have had like a little bit of an easier team, like we're number 2 seed team,
Oh,
and we
yeah.
played what's maybe looking like the number 1 team.
2
So
1 seed.
it's
Exact.
kind of
Top 4
it.
team. Well, you
That
said
was
it.
kind of another thing that I was mad about too. Like, just us. Fuck, we're playing. Like, I know this is going to be a
Demigods.
tough match
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
off the rip,
Yeah. That's rough.
but
And maybe we figure out something to do. Maybe we figure that out somewhat. That would be tough to do because of the league play. We'd have to low key maybe even have like power rankings. And
I think maybe the random teams play the lower seeds or something like that, like the lowest seed.
yeah, there's yeah, that might be we might flip
And
things
then
around.
the highest seed just plays the second lowest seed.
Right, we'll figure it out because that is kind of rough. That's rough. That's rough.
Because then it ends up like, say, all right, whether if they end up being a good team, either way that lower seed was going to have to play a team that was better than them. But if it ends up not being as much of a good team, then it's just two like average teams playing against each other, which
Well,
is just always a good match to watch.
true. And here's the thing. And here because if Undertokers join the tournament, then you guys play the Undertokers, and ECA would have played Demigods the first round. So it just kind of sucked.
Yeah, yeah, and that shakes up the whole dynamic of the whole tournament and stuff. And we could be playing next Saturday versus Demigods or ECA, something like that.
Exactly. If ECA had lost that first round or Demigods lost that first round.
Because think about it, we play Undertokers, and even though we lose, like we notice that we're not playing the same. Like say Undertokers get really close in a respawn, and we notice like, all right, these guys shouldn't be keeping it as close. We need to switch something up. And then we play Dragon Gang, and that's our first L. But we did play and bounce back and play better. Like, I don't know. I think we would have just adjusted better. But it was definitely a tough situation for Anon this ending out the split. But I think once we get a solid fourth going, we're going to be back to top 2 or 3 team.
Yeah,
I feel like, and what's nice too is like all last split, we had kind of like a target on our back. Like ECA, everyone was definitely looking at ECA, but people were definitely like in the beginning had a target on our back. Like always knew like, all right, Anon, this is going to be a tough match. Now I feel like some of that heat is taken off because we didn't show up as much in this tournament, and we kind of look lackadaisical.
I mean,
at moments.
It's been 3 weeks since we've seen the real Anon. We'll say that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I get it.
I'm excited though for next split.
Right, it's gonna be fucking lit, yo. Like, and then, yo, I'm gonna keep it real. We missed Nerd Gang this series.
Yeah, that I would have loved to play them.
Dig got called into work unexpectedly, is what he said. So I mean that team.
I get it.
That team's crack, and Nerd was balling for a while until
they had the same record as us, 7-3.
They were balling. They had Red Baba Yaga sat out that 1 week. They ran into the Boogaloo Demigod combo. Another week, and they were down 3-4. So who knows if they have their fourth there, if they lose that. And I think ever since then they've been kind of.
I think they're the type of team where like as the game evolved, they've just gotten better. Like in the beginning, they started off like 2-2, and then they just went on a fat winning streak to get to the point where they were like 7-2 and something like that.
Well, they're balling, man. Dig is a baller, and I know he doesn't necessarily like this game so much, but he's a baller.
He doesn't like this game, but he's so raw and good at COD that he's just good. He's just good at COD, which just makes him good at any like. And it doesn't matter if it's Modern Warfare or it's Cold War or if it's Black Ops 3. He's just like, he knows how to get kills and shit. He understands it.
He's good at what he does.
Yeah.
And fucking, I think that maybe one more update. I think we're one good update away from this game being a lot better. If they can
think about it, we weren't doing Kanna tournament stuff until Season 3 in Modern Warfare. Season 3 is when Warzone came into play.
And it got dope.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare got really dope because Modern Warfare was cool, but it was this last one was the shit. And Black Ops used to be the shit. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day. Black Ops 2 was my shit. Well, it was my personal shit. So. But
Black Ops. I don't know. This is a toss up for me because the first 2 Call of Duty games I played was it COD 4. And that's the one with like Captain Price and shit. And I played like the first Black Ops in 2010. I remember I had the flu on Christmas morning. So everyone's outside eating good food and shit, pecan pie, ham. and I'm inside feeling sick as fuck, but I'm just sitting there playing through the whole campaign of Black Ops, just like, yo, this
Yeah,
is
this
crazy.
is lit. Yo, Black Ops is lit. Yo, I love the story
Yeah.
of Black Ops. When they did that, when they killed
Yeah, with
JFK.
the Russian dude, when you're in the prison and you got the rock and you gotta like
Yes.
beat some fucking guard's head in and you're on the motorcycle, that's just crazy.
From the beginning to the end, and then you kill
Yeah.
JFK. Fucking killed John F. Kennedy, yo. Like, what the fuck?
That game, the story of that game is just a whole, like, that story is like a movie, honestly.
Straight up.
Mason's all brainwashed and that dude Reznov isn't even real and
Isn't
you go to
real, yo,
Vietnam and save
yo.
Woods.
Yo, shit was lit, yo. And that's why I was like, Black Ops is my shit, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not.
I don't
Gonna...
know if you played the campaign for this game, but it's definitely not OG Black Ops level, but it is a good campaign. Like the last mission is definitely a trip.
So I played it, and then I beat it on Veteran too. But here's the thing about it is,
damn,
the game ended so abruptly. I didn't even know it was the end of the game. I was like, wait, hold on, was that it? Like that was the wrap? So I think I gotta play that last mission again.
You played that final mission where you like do it over. You do the same scenario like over and over again, right?
Yeah, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, yo, didn't I just beat this? Like, cause he's in
Yeah,
a dream or something.
that
Right?
shit's hella confusing, and you
Yeah.
keep on going down the same path, but you go down a different. You keep on making small little decisions and stuff. It's weird.
Yeah, so I figured it out. Like the dude is hypnotized or whatever, right? And they're trying to get him to tell them where the nuclear bombs are at, and he's like leading them. And whenever he got somewhere that was false or like he was lying or it didn't make sense, it popped you all the way back to the back. And then it was a whole new, okay, so you told, and then he's like, oh, okay, so you told us you did this and da-da-da-da. And then what happened? Oh, I went right or left. And
Every choice you make in that mission decides what the final outcome is going to be. They have like multiple endings for it. Yeah, there's different. You get different endings for how you like play that mission. Yeah.
So they said too, like there was one dude that you could show mercy or kill him and stuff throughout the game too.
Yeah, that decision too affects like the final story and stuff. So it's almost like you could play the campaign like a couple times and get like a different ending.
That's lit. Okay, I might have to go back through there. I might have to go back through that. Yeah, I put it on.
Some missions are sleepers, but I kind of like where like the snow mission is lit as fuck because I'm pretty sure that's from the OG Black Ops 2. Where there's the blown up laboratory and stuff on the side of the snow mountain and shit.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure in Black Ops you blow that place up, and then it's like Mason and Woods going back to that facility that they had to like escape while it's like sliding and avalanching and shit. I remember the mission because it was so chaotic. Because one second you have like a sniper and you're trying to kill this dude. And then you're sitting and you feel everything shaking and you just start sliding down a mountain and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm not going to lie. I wasn't that impressed with it. I mean, this story was cool. But I definitely didn't get the vibes like the JFK Black Ops 2.
The older stories made more sense. They try to make it so detailed and so much information in this. The old ones just kept it basic. Like you knew what you were doing every mission.
All that collecting all that evidence and shit. That was low key whack, yo. They did. I 100% agree. That was just too much. Like, just put me.
They added too much extra shit.
And that's what I said, man. Just put me on the map and let me shoot at people. Like, I don't need to do all this.
When it comes to a campaign, I want it to feel like a movie that I'm like almost involved in. Like, I want to be playing. Like being involved in the story and shit. Like I want good cutscenes and I want to be invested. Like, all right, when I hop into this next mission, I'm like extending the story. Like the shit I do is gonna make the story even more lit.
Exactly, and not every game needs to like Grand Theft Auto definitely needs all that detail and stuff. Like you don't need all that detail in this game, man. It's a shooter. It's a shooting game. Let us shoot at shit. You know what I mean?
Give us the name of the enemy who we gotta go find and kill, and give me a couple guns and a weird little setting to do it in, and let's get to it.
Exactly. So yeah, it was dope, but I might have to go back and check it out again, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
See
I
if it
probably wouldn't
changes
play
up.
the whole campaign. I
Yeah,
haven't
just the
even
last one.
played the last mission back yet, but I've been like waiting until like it's kind of like out of my mind to go back and see what a different ending is like.
Yo, go play that shit on veteran. That shit is fucking
Yeah, I
insane.
played it the one right underneath veteran. I don't even know how you did that because I was still like I would peek a corner and then just get my head ripped off by a sniper. I would be
No,
like, yo.
for sure. No, and then there's a level above veteran. So I did the second hardest level. I did the second one.
Oh, veteran isn't the hardest anymore? Yeah, I just
No,
did hardened. So
there's
that's
a
the one right
realism.
underneath veteran.
There's one that's
Yeah.
realism and it's hardcore. I'm pretty sure it's hardcore. Yo, I was like, I'm cool.
Oh, I think Modern Warfare introduced realism
Mm-hmm.
because that shit's just like it's real life. Like you take a bullet, you're
You're
donezo.
done. It's crazy. So, yeah, veteran is tough. I didn't like it so much because you basically are like,
You have to play tactical. It's like S&D almost. Like you have to be smart about taking out all the robots.
exactly who you shoot first and who you don't, and then it's
Hmm.
like, and then you gotta. It's a lot of like popping up and popping to the side. So it's a lot. So the reason
Yeah.
I put it on there is because I had to get ready for the league, and I was like, shit, because I didn't buy
This is
Black
the
Ops
best way
until
to
late.
get against some good competition. Like people shooting at you like how they would be in the league, like putting pressure
Exactly.
and shit.
Like straight up and like where how to aim to like position your body so your
And
arm
gain the
doesn't stick
movement
down.
down and stuff.
Exactly. It's right. And
Yeah.
like
Because the
that
sliding
slide
in this
jump.
game is way different than the other game. And then Modern
Totally.
Warfare had the tactical sprint too, where your gun came up and you had to like double
Mm,
click.
mm,
And now it's just it goes back to the basic, just like
basics.
simple sprint.
Exactly. I really miss that tactical sprint, and I really miss that they. I really wish they didn't add the ninja. I really don't like that. I liked when
You don't
you.
like Ninja, you like
Mm-mm.
being able to hear the
I
footsteps.
like being able to hear it, and like you gotta use one of your fucking field things to like go like the silent feet. I like that a lot because
Oh, you like the dead silence as a perk, like
exactly,
enabling it, kind of like a
exactly,
damn. What would it be in this game? Oh, like a trophy system.
exactly. And I do miss it. And same with Unreal. I miss the corners thing because I'm gonna tell you, I'm used to Modern Warfare where you can like stick your head out and look, and it's not your whole body that goes out there. Because I really feel like
Oh, the mounted.
yeah, one of the biggest glitches in this game I think that they need to fix is like how much because like me poking a little bit of my head out, and then when you reverse that, it's me putting my whole body out there, and I'm just like, bro,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
stick my whole body out there, like that's whack.
It doesn't make sense on a lot of spots. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I get it.
so I hope they get that figured out. If they added mounted to Black Ops, it would be lit. I would. I mean,
Hmm.
that's my biggest gripe. It would be fucking dope, straight up.
It sucks that they have different developers every year making new COD, so it's always something different. But at the same time, it keeps it fresh too. It's like a win. It's a win lose.
Right. Exactly.
Because sometimes they take out the stuff that makes the game better and they regress,
Mm-hmm.
and then they add cool stuff that makes like
It dope.
stuff doper in other ways. But it's like a tug of war back and
Exactly.
forth
Exactly.
between the developers.
Right. I just hope we get dedicated.
Because
Oh, I was gonna say.
one reason why they don't use domination, or I think Black Ops has to like pay to use domination in Cold War because like there's certain game modes
Mm-hmm.
where the people who make Black Ops own that specific game mode.
Oh
Like
wow.
it could never be in a Modern Warfare game because they own the rights to that game mode because they're the developing company that like
Developing
came
of it.
up with it and stuff.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy to me, yo. That's so crazy to me.
They fight over the smallest shit. Like if they were just all just like working together, we would have this COD right now that was like just the best of everything.
Right.
But because
like
they're always fighting,
mm,
it's tough.
I like competition, but it totally I 100% agree. Like, yo, it's like frustrating that it's like two different developers for a game. And especially with
Technically three because the guys
three.
that are making the next one,
Mm-hmm.
they're Sledgehammer and they're the guys who made World War II.
Mm-hmm.
which
Okay.
came out like 4 years ago, I think, and they made Advanced Warfare. I don't know if you remembered that one.
I
That was
skipped
like a
advanced.
jetpack one.
I skipped advanced. I was because COD went off a little bit too far for me, and that was the too
Same.
far. That was the too far for me. And then I came back
Mhm.
on the last Modern Warfare game.
Mhm. Same here.
Yeah, we're done talking KGL. I think we're just talking. We're just wrapping it up. Okay, so real quick before you go, Unra, we got we're gonna vote on it. League, you got recruitment signups done next 17th. We're gonna do ESPOT the next day. We're gonna do scheduling. We're going to figure out divisions. We're also gonna vote on XM4. We're probably gonna do clips of the week for this week and that last week and next week, so it'll be a 2-weeker. Um, it's
I
gonna
kind of
be
like it when it's 2 weeks sometimes, just because like there's so much to go through. It's like it
exactly.
makes the competition level, because I'm pretty sure when my clip went to the finals, it was a 2 weeker, and there was like three
Yeah,
clips where it was the knife play where I was like, yo, I want mine to win a lot, but I can't honestly say that my clip is better than this dude just throwing fucking 3 daggers into these guys and taking out a whole team.
What was crazy is that dude played with me on my team, and he was not doing shit like that. I'm like, where the fuck did this come from, dude? We had you on
Dude,
good.
sometimes you have your moments, like you're just high enough and you're
I
not
know.
thinking, and you just do something crazy. You're like,
Oh,
whoa.
Doug, I know. Doug, I know. Because I look at my clips and I'm like, why the fuck can I play like this all the time, man? What the fuck, man?
Sometimes you just snap into it. You just find the flow. You get into your flow state. That's what
Mm-hmm.
happens with like pro athletes. That's why they're like so good, is because they know how to like tap into that flow state
Tap
where
into
they
that.
just like get in a rhythm.
That's me at night, all black in the house. I didn't smoke hella much. I don't got nothing to do the next morning, so I'm just like high and zoned, like straight into the
Hell yeah.
like I'm in the game. I feel like, but
Yeah, I know a lot of people that play 10 times better when they're just in a pitch black room and it's just like the screen that's fucking they see and they just go in.
that's me for sure. I used to play video games. I was the night owl that was up all night until 3, and then had to be up at 8 to go to school, and was tired all day.
That was never me. I was never like the person that was super like definitely had my days of staying up till 3 in the morning and playing games. But
Mm-hmm.
during school and stuff, I was never like super into like the gaming shit. It's weird. I didn't really get
Yeah.
into games until out of high school. It was like my 4 years of high school were the least years I played video games. All before that, middle school, I was a gamer, and
Yeah.
all after since I was a gamer. But it was like that was like my break for some reason.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, man. Sometimes it be like that. Like, just like a couple bad games come out, and you like, man, I'm fucking done with this shit, man. Like it was,
Facts.
cause honestly, I was an athlete, and I mean, I always played games like Mario Kart and Mortal Kombat growing up and shit like that. I got Predator, and versus Aliens, like all that shit.
Yeah, I
Um,
was lucky when I used to live up in Idaho, and I
mm-hmm.
had a little Atari and a Nintendo 64, so I was
Right,
lucky
Unra.
enough to play with like all that OG shit. And then my dad had a PlayStation, the OG PlayStation 1 with like Trevor Hoffman, BMX and shit. So I
Oh
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
playing all those OG games, like
The
it's
Super.
like history.
Mm-hmm. See, and that's me when I was little and my dad, but we were playing. The games were Mega Man, Super Mario Brothers, 007. So,
Yeah, 007, that's a game I never got to play, like the OG 007. I got to play like the sequel or like the third
the
one
revamp.
after it. It was called like a Golden Agent or something like
Yeah.
that. It was fire, but it
Mm-hmm.
was definitely not as good as the OG 007.
OG 007 GoldenEye, man. That shit was
I'm pretty sure that
lit.
was the first FPS shooter ever was
Ever.
007.
Ever. And you want to know what was dope? You want to know what was really dope about it? Is if you watch, I never saw the movie, and I just played the video game, and then I went and watched the
But the
movie.
story's like a part of it. They like
Perfect.
incorporate it, don't they?
It's perfectly on the movie. Like it is the movie exact. Like you're doing
That's
shit.
dope. And
It was
they
dope.
don't do shit like that. They don't make good like game, because there's movies that end up in the games, but
Mm-hmm.
what they used to do hella is they used to release a movie and then they would make a good ass game for it
Dope
and
ass
shit, and
game
they don't
for it.
do that anymore.
Exactly. Sure don't. But yeah, exactly, Mason. GoldenEye 007 was my shit. And it was you got the golden gun. It was the only one bullet gun. And that was the first time that I ever saw the P90. I used to pull the P90 out on fools and let them have it with the automatic. But
Dude, I thought I thought I could run through a wall when I had to when you went dual wield P90s.
yeah,
I thought I could do anything with that shit.
you want to know? And then okay, so with 007, you want to know what was really dope? So like they had players, and the players were all different heights, and they all could kneel, but they all were like different heights. So there was this one.
That's
dude,
crazy.
there was one little dude that was really small. His name was Oddjob. When he was really small, and you kneeled with him, you were tiny, on the map, and you could still move.
And that's what you're talking about. What Cold War has a problem with is just like the height shit, their size and stuff.
Yeah, so it was, I would get the little guy kneel down and I was zooming through the maps and shit. It was lit,
Yeah, that would be dope if they released a shooter where the characters like had to deal like because you have Apex and stuff, and those characters have different abilities. But there's no game where like you got this tall Russian dude who's kind of slow, but he has a giant machine gun, and he's just like fucking he can eat bullets. And then you have this tiny little like assassin dude that's quick as hell, and he's flying around corners and stuff, and he's got like he's got a knife in his back pocket so he can run faster, and then he's got like a little Mac 10 on him who's just like spraying shit. You feel me? That would be a dope game.
I'm not gonna lie. So there is a game like that. For Xbox 360 when it first came out, and there was different players, and they all would have different fucking abilities, and it was low key like
and
that.
Weapons,
different weapons and shit like that. But if you
sick.
If you've ever played Smite is like that. So Smite has.
I got into Smite for like 2 weeks, and I was getting down with the characters, and I'd never played a game like that before until I played Smite. I forgot what it's called, like the style of game it is, MMO or something like that.
Something weird like that, yeah. Some MMO or MMO, something weird like that.
Or RPG, something like that. It's weird.
RPG,
they got all different names for different types of games.
Yeah, no. But that game is totally like that.
With the characters and stuff, how they're all like each character has its own abilities, like skill sets.
It's low key like Pokemon. Like they'll have weaknesses. Like this dude is weak against arrows. But what's dope about even that is like mid match, you can add items or add stuff to them mid match, so you can low key like dictate.
That's what always threw me off. Like I always played by myself, so I never had anyone teaching me like which items I needed to use and stuff. I was just like clicking stuff.
Yeah, no, totally. I'll tell you this. So I would compare it to this, and this is when it kind of clicked for me. It's the exact same thing as Call of Duty. So like me and you can both have the same gun, but then the different attachments that you put on it versus the different attachments and then my playing style.
Upgrade different stuff. Exactly. Okay,
so
bet.
We could even have the same gun, but our playing style is going to allow us to take advantage of the gun different way. So it's literally the exact same thing.
So 2 players could have the same character, but they can be playing them and using them in a completely different style.
Totally different. They can add different items. It's like totally.
That's dope. Totally and Smite's free too, so I'm gonna have to re-download that.
It's pretty lit, And then I mean, if you ever down
is Smite cross-platform?
It is cross-platform. I'm pretty sure.
Dude, we might have to think about doing a little like Smite custom lobby and see how that goes, and maybe do like a solo sign-up Smite tourney, even if it's just like 4 teams or something like that.
It would be that'd be so lit, because that's actually the game that me, Gilbert, and Frankie low-key started gaming on a lot, and then we were like, we need to.
That would be sick to see you guys on a squad together on that shit. Like, because you can do trios, right? You can either do 5-man squads or trios, right?
Oh yeah. Ask Unra. We're the fucking.
I think trios would be the way. I think trios would be the way to do it.
Gilbert is fucking a beast. Gilbert is like insane on that.
That would be so fun.
He's sick with it.
That would be so much fun.
Yeah. Frankie's really good at that game. Frankie would like that, because then he'd be good at a game. And then we have our.
Imagine y'all winning a tournament like that. Like y'all are the Smite gods. We gotta fucking.
Y'all gotta wake it up.
Gotta watch out for y'all.
So low key, yo, that's what we want to add the different game types, because then it'll be like that. So it'll be like, yo, because the Undertokers are actually really good at Fortnite. So it'd be like, yo, in Fortnite the Undertokers are up here, and da 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 da. And then what we really want to do is like have 3-4 different games where there's all these rankings and all these points,
Mm-hmm.
and then at the end for Kanna games we're throwing the whole mix. Like you're fucking like at the end, the winner is gonna be the team that has the most points for all the shit combined. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah, if Anon had, that's more of like if you're able to grow your roster big enough. Because say like
very
Undertokers,
true, very true.
they don't like playing like a certain game as much as another. That's just like you just
Exactly,
have to have enough players across all platforms and stuff.
totally.
So
So,
maybe what you would have to do is like there's a team captain for the COD team, and then there's a team captain for the like
exactly.
other game, whatever
So,
other game it is and stuff. But it's still the same team name and stuff, and you
mhm,
guys kind of have to like work together. Like, yo, you want your Fortnite guys to be popping off, and you want your COD guys to be popping off because when it comes down to Canada
exactly.
games,
You'll have all the
you
exactly
want them. Yeah.
same shit. So now that's like that gets up into a point where you're like managing a lot of shit. So there's got to
hmm
be some type of like. I feel like at that point there's got to be major
Maybe
league.
we slowly progress and add new games and do new game tournaments and feel it out and see how many people we can get, and then
Yes.
maybe it's like a Candy Games 3. We like that's when we institute the cross game league where
Yep.
we have if you're a team, you're gonna have multiple games with
Exactly.
multiple squads.
Mm-hmm. And it maybe here's the thing, like maybe your team can branch out into more game modes faster, like Rocket League and Fortnite and Apex and whatever.
I forget about Rocket League too.
Yo,
Honestly,
yo,
if you think about it, we could have 5 games going right now. We could have Cold War, uh,
we could run
we could have
Modern too.
Cold War, Fortnite, and then we could have Smite. We could have Rocket League, and
Yep.
then a lot of people sleep on this game, but I think it would be really fun. Is Rogue Company,
Rogue
which is a
Company.
4v4, and the game mode that's competitive for that game is it's pretty much search and destroy
Mm-hmm.
mixed with Apex. So
Okay.
each character has their own abilities and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the search and destroy game mode and it's 4v4, so it's pretty
Right.
lit.
I remember when that was coming out and it was getting a lot of hype, and I liked the gameplay. It pretty much looked like Fortnite but grown up Fortnite. Like it's not as cartoony, but
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so think like Fortnite. It's the third person. It kind of feels like you're playing Fortnite,
mm-hmm.
but then each character has its own ability, so that kind of makes it like Apex.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're playing a Call of Duty game mode, Search and Destroy.
Right. Okay.
So it's like a mix of 3 different games.
Of all of it. Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So if you're a person, so that might actually be the perfect game for Undertokers, because think about it, they like playing Fortnite, they like third-person shooters,
Mm-hmm.
but they also got that experience in Search and Destroy on COD and stuff. So that might
Mm-hmm.
be a good little.
Switch over.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Rogue Company. I think if we did something with Rogue Company, even if it was just a custom lobby to try it out, if there's 8 people that were down to run a private match, that
Mm-hmm.
would be dope. And that's what I
Yeah.
think the League Central would be good for too, because it could just get people that play other games
To
communicating with
mix.
each other.
Well, yeah. No, I'm not even gonna lie. I had a dude hit up the. Me and Frankie had a dude hit up the Canna games the other day talking about, yo, when are you doing your next Fortnite tournament? Or like, is this only a Call of Duty league? And I'm like, nah, man. Or clips of the week. And I'm like, nah, submit any clip. Like
hmm
we lean on Call of Duty heavily because that's what's popping.
What started it to it kind of it's
Exactly.
what's popping and it kind of started the
Exactly.
league.
When we started the league, Modern Warfare was fucking popping.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And now Black Ops isn't so popping, and they got Apex, and they got other stuff popping. So it's we're potentially thinking about other stuff, but I want to do sports games, yo. I want to do a fucking 2K or a Madden or
2K would be lit.
2K would be lit, right? Then we need and
I'd
then
be down to get. I haven't played 2K. That's the game I used to play a shit ton in high school. I'd always
mm,
play games like you can play against the homies and shit,
yeah,
like Madden, 2K,
exactly.
and stuff.
Amen. Same thing. Same here. Madden, Halo.
I was just about to say, Dom, be ready for this when it happens. When the next Halo game drops, that's going to be the next like Modern Warfare. Like that's
Yeah,
the league is probably just going to be based around playing Halo Infinite, is what
I'm
it's
with
going to
it.
be called.
I'm yo
And
100% with that
I'm down.
shit. That shit's gonna be lit. I want to get Warzone going, yo. I low key think like a couple things. So I
There's
was
potential for Warzone. A lot of people love Warzone. It gets more viewership than Fortnite right now,
exactly, and this is what I was gonna
and
say,
it's been getting it.
right? And this is what I was gonna say too on that is if we can like that's a one and done. Like it's a lot more people showing up, but like it's just you start it and then when it's done. So like as opposed to oh we got to get this for and it's oh wait you four are
I
coming in. You know what I
I have a
mean?
good idea for the Warzone shit.
Mm-hmm.
There's this dude, his name's Eric Griffin, and he's a
Mm-hmm.
stand-up comedian. And I don't know if you've seen the show Workaholics,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
but he's the dude that plays Montez.
With all the hair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What is it? He's got his own Twitch stream and stuff, his own channel, and
Yeah.
every Saturday he does this thing where he goes on the custom lobby and he just has all of his viewers hop in, and like whether you got your own squad or you just hop in with some random people,
Mm.
it's just for a certain amount of time. I think it's Saturday at 10 a.m. PST
Mm-hmm.
till like around 1 o'clock. He does like two solo matches, then he does two duo matches, and then he does two trio and two squads.
Okay.
And then it gets everyone mixing up, gets everyone
Yeah.
playing with each other and stuff.
Yeah.
And that way it's not like a tournament where it's like, yo, I have to be here. It's like, yo, I could just show up, have fun, bring the homies, play with them eventually. I could play against them in the first match and stuff. I think
Mm.
it would be super dope and makes it way more casual and stuff. But he gets like 60 or 70 people to show up every week, and it's
Every
like,
week.
damn, I don't think we would pull those numbers, but I think it'd be easy to get 30 people to show up for one of those, like
Yeah.
consistently every Saturday or Sunday, whatever day we
Like
decided.
if exactly so like if we did a war I'm telling you if we did a war zone at every whatever at this time and people
Hmm.
knew Saturday morning at 10 or whatever at 9 before the league play there's a war zone going I think
And I think we just make it way more casual, less like
mm,
trying to make it a tournament or you're playing for points. And I
I
think it just make it solely for fun. Like we're
totally
just all hopping in like on the map just to like fuck each other up.
totally and I think that we should have framed that first one as a beta league because it was the first time we did a Warzone tournament. We should have fucking been like, yo, we don't have a lot of experience with this because I think
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
a
yeah.
couple teams that hopped in like this was like a Kanna gaming league. Like we knew what the fuck we were doing, and we should have.
Uh-huh.
I think the expectations were a little high for
Yeah, what it was.
what
Like
was
we didn't even
happening.
know how we were gonna really keep track of the score going into it
Exactly,
and stuff. So
exactly.
there's a lot of kinks. I think when you go more casual approach with Warzone, I
Mm,
think it's way better. Like everyone just playing for fun. Like if you want to, you
exactly,
can just go play with another squad on the next match. That's where
exactly.
like when Sick was talking about in the
Yeah,
chat. I
yeah.
know it's not Cold War, but it's kind of like that fantasy league in a sense where you could play with people with other from other teams and stuff.
I'm thinking we do an All Star game, and we kind of run it like how the NBA runs their fucking All Star
Are
game
you
now.
talking about for
Like
Cold
how
War? Or are you talking about for Warzone?
well, I mean, we could do it for Warzone too, but what Sick was talking
Okay,
about was
Cold
for
War.
yeah, he was talking
I
about
was
for
just confused because we were just talking about
both of
Warzone,
them.
but I'm definitely down for Cold War. And Sick was talking about that too. Was doing an
Exactly,
All Star game for Cold War, and I
exactly. So
think that should be around Canada Games times. Like maybe like that's a Wednesday match, like leading up to Canada
the All
Games, where
Star
it's like the
game,
Wednesday All Star match. Everyone
yes,
tune in, see the best of the best.
for sure. And we're actually gonna hopefully start working on how to keep like something to keep stats. So like we
That
like
would be dope too.
because I was watching
I think the way to do it is just screenshot the scoreboard of every series and then just save all those screenshots.
So did you
And
see that
then,
today? I started doing that. I started after the play of the game. I started pressing up where it shows
and it
everybody our
pops that
guns.
big scoreboard that the CDL does the same shit after
Yep.
every match. They have that giant scoreboard with all the damage and
Yep.
all the technical stuff.
Exactly. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. At the same,
Start split two, do a stats. We'll have a stats.
yo, stats. We're gonna have rosters. We're gonna have
That would be
stats.
dope. That would make eSpot better too, because every week you could come out like, yo, ECA wins every time on this map, but in S&D they lose on this map.
That
Like
yo,
that will show teams like weaknesses and strongs shit, and it'll be make the league even more competitive.
yo, 100%. And I totally want to do that. And that's why I saw that actually they were talking about that. Like, oh, this team is 6-0 in search and da 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 da. And it's like, and I was like, yo, I want to be able to fucking say like, yo,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or fucking Dragon Gang is fucking 5-1
Having
in
having
search.
all the little records and stuff on what specific map or the
All of that.
matchups and stuff.
Because growing up, I was like, that's me. I was the fucking football nerd.
The
Like a football
analytics,
nerd.
that
Like
yo,
a nerd.
same here. I knew every single player's name. Like I was looking at all the stats. I'm getting back into football fat now. For a minute I wasn't into football, but when I was a kid I was mad into it.
Hell yeah. And I'm telling you, like, man, I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to, and low key, the reason why low key is because I want to get better as a player. I want to be able to when we're playing whoever, I'm like, yo, they run this on the raid map. Like, this is how we're gonna try to beat them. You know, type of thing.
I see that you doing that hella like always trying to like you're always trying to grow your knowledge on the game, and that's where some people lack. Like a lot of these dudes will be raw at Call of Duty, but they just like they think about getting kills too much and they don't think about the objective as much.
Exactly.
So you can outplay those players just by playing the game better than them.
And I'm trying to, and I low key, a lot of that is starting to come because we're doing the podcasting, and I'm like watching other people's perspective, and I'm like, oh shit, I would have won.
And you're watching how they push hills and stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was just watching our game back from Dragon Gang, and I saw this one part where I don't know if you noticed, but in that first hard point, there was a time where we had the crates hard point locked down, and we were up by like 220 points, and there's 20 seconds left. And it was about to rotate to the far corner where those barrels are on checkmate. And instead of us sitting there and trying to get all that time, and we could have went to 220 to like 240 and been super close to winning, we decided let's rotate early and go to the other half, let them have these like 20 seconds, and then just flip, get control of the other side and try to win the game. And like picking up on stuff like that, once you start seeing stuff like that, you'll be like, all right, Anon likes to rotate when they have the lead. If they have the advantage in the map, they're going to rotate extra early. So seeing stuff like that just makes you play teams way different.
Yo, totally. That's 100.
Because I was even noticing, I was watching Dragon Gang, and they leave the pool side of raid control wide open. And in Moscow too, I saw teams leaving that street side open, wide open. A lot of teams like to work together with each other in search. So it leaves a lot, like, I think you'll start seeing teams get a little bit more aggressive trying to plant on bomb sites because teams are not necessarily playing scared, but playing slow and tight with each other. So it leaves a lot of, like, map to work with.
Well, and that's why we want to post the matches on.
So let's teams, everyone see.
Yo, you can study somebody. You can literally scroll up and you can see, okay, Anon played whatever last week. I'm going to watch that. And, yo, I could literally scroll back and watch potentially the whole season, right?
Or I could be in my team group chat and I'm like, yo, we're playing this team this week. And I send them the match they played like from last week and be like, yo, y'all watch this and see how they play. And that's y'all's homework for the week.
They pushed the woompty womp womp on the search when they womp, like legit. That's what the fuck I want. I want some like.
That's going to make the team so much better.
Yo. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be fun, yo. And then there's shit talking. Yeah, you see where I did the whoop-dee whoop.
I read that shit. I knew you were gonna do it. I saw you last week do the same thing, brother. You can't do it again.
Exactly. So, like you said, the competition goes up, players get better, and yo, like, I one day want to fucking enter us like a Kanna Games team into like a fucking 10,000 and us pay the $1,000 entry fee or something for everybody, and y'all just go out and
There's tournaments.
ball out. You know what I mean?
I see tournaments all the time for like it'll be like for $1,500, $20 entry or some shit like
Yo,
that.
we
I
need to.
think
I think.
I think we could definitely form and maybe that's what we get from the All-Star team.
Potentially, yeah.
Something like
Fuck
we
yeah.
could start scouting for, and I think I don't think I'm the best to play, but I think I could definitely help coach a team
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
what they have in the CDL is they
Mm-hmm.
have like coaches and stuff, and even amateur teams have coaches where I
Right.
would just literally watch the team, watch how they play, and see where they need to be on the map because that's where I'm best at.
Yeah.
That's where my best skill set is for
Mm-hmm.
my team is just like my map knowledge and my awareness of the spawns. Like I'll be
Yeah.
sitting there and I'll see Mewtwo get a kill and I'll see him get like a two piece and I'll see where Vega is on the map and instantly know, all right, you guys start looking at the yellow crates because they're going to be spawning there.
Right.
And I
Right.
feel like if we had a team of just the rawest players from the league and then
Yeah.
just have a good mentality on the game and know how to play it right, oh yo, we would be making money.
Right. No,
Can't
for sure.
KGO would have some earnings.
Out there balling, chopping them
Yeah,
up. No, so that's the plan. That's what we want to fucking eventually get
we
to.
should definitely look into that.
Fuck yeah. I mean, it'd be sick with it. And we make a team of 6 or whatever, or whoever, and we fucking run it, yo.
Yeah, roster 6 and just like enter. That's our tourney team. And I
Yeah.
even made a little logo for like a prototype logo, and I called it the KGO's finest.
Ooh,
And that would
okay.
just be like, yeah,
Okay.
that those the all
Well,
star players.
what's dope is we got a lot of new teams, a lot of new logos. So we're gonna be dropping some like swag soon. So it'll be dope. Trapper Dan will be popping, and then
Yeah, I even updated my team's logo because my OG one, as much as I loved it,
mhm.
I had to update it because I realized I didn't for the longest time. I didn't notice for a whole year, but it's like off centered. The words in
For
the
real.
circle, it's like it doesn't look right. So I redid it and it looks fire now because
All right.
I included like the question marks and that's kind of like our theme.
Yeah.
That's kind of like
The
not our
anonymous.
mascot, but it's like, yo, who are we? We're
The
all anonymous. We
anonymous.
don't even know who each other are. And then
Exactly. That's what's up.
we got.
I fucks with it.
I'm hyped. I'm
Hell
hyped
yeah.
for next split.
It's
That's
gonna
for
be lit.
sure.
Yo, it's
Seeing
gonna
all
be
the new
lit.
teams and all the new logos.
Yo,
See what everyone brought.
remember last year? I mean, there was one week where I think we ran a league week with like 3 teams, yo, 4 teams, yo. Remember that?
Yeah.
Maybe 5.
Yep.
And it was
Mhm.
rough, yo. We couldn't get any, like, we could barely get, like, it was literally, like,
Oh yeah, there
Uno,
was definitely like a 2 or 3 week
Undertokers.
stint, whereas like we were kind of in a slouch, like we were like fuck, like
Exactly.
it was like it
We
was
would,
random. It wasn't even like the same team showing up too. It would be like mixed matchy as hell.
yeah,
Like one week
yeah.
we'd have this team showing up, and then it got to a point towards the end of the Cannon games where we got like OCF in there and people were fighting to get into to
Dragon
make it
Gang,
into Cannon games. I
Anon.
remember I think that's when Dragon Gang got his team in and he was
Yeah.
like, "Yo, we need the points to get into this."
Exactly. Ball in. And then
Yep.
and then we had the 3 teams, our team, Boogaloo, Taxman, and Kanna Cadets. And so I mean, and they weren't very consistent. So you're right. But now think about it. Potentially 10 to 12 teams, like everybody's pretty much showing up on time now that we got the deadlines. I think people are going to be
Yep.
better about showing up on time. Like we get a solid once we hit 16 teams for the league, I think it's balling cuz we're going to need 2 for sure, 2 podcasters and 2 hosts all the time. Like
Yeah,
we need to schedule
if we do if we do 16 teams, I think that's when we split it into 4 divisions
for
like the
sure.
NFL
Mm-hmm.
and do 4 teams a division
I like that.
and then you play everyone in your division twice, which would make 6 games, and then you play 4 outer division games.
Yeah, I
So
like that.
you would play a different team from each division, I
That's it.
think.
Yeah, I think I think we go like the ones would play all the ones, and the twos would all play the twos. That way, we got all the
Yeah,
best
yeah,
team,
something like
best team
that.
in competitive games. The best teams playing each
Hmm.
other, and the worst
If
teams.
we ever get to 16, but I think I could definitely see us getting to 12 this next split.
Hmm.
10 is also a good number, but I think 12 is like what we're shooting for
Yeah,
split 2.
yeah. We definitely wanted to
8
be
was a good start.
definitely wanted to be a good. And then you got to remember, she bit the tip still out there. 9-inch males. We
I
also
think 9-inch males might make a comeback because I always see Davy Freckles popping in the chat every once
Dave
in a
was in
while.
there. He came into my live today, and then yo, we had a team that joined before this league split one, and then had to drop out at the last second. Yo, they might come back too. So who
They've been
knows?
talks of coming back.
Yeah. So it's. I mean, they said
Nice.
asking questions. Asking questions about when it starts and
Mhm.
stuff. So we'll see. And then
Mhm.
there's another dude that was on Nerd Gear that I guess was on the bench, and he wants to bring his own team. So there might be another team splitting from Nerd Gear coming. So
That's what's up.
there's some
That's what's
shit.
up.
It's popping. It's popping. All right. Well, I guess shit. What do you think about the final being next week? We just hype it up for the whole week, or what?
Yep. I think I think it's nice because it gives something in between
Mm-hmm.
the splits to still be hype about. It sucks that they couldn't
True.
finish it out today because it kind
Yeah.
of like everyone's gonna be on it. I
Yeah.
honestly I like that it's being. I actually like it better that it's being played next Saturday
Mm-hmm.
because ECA is going to be able to play with like their legit roster and
They're
have time to
legit.
practice. I
They're
think it'll
legit
make the
roster.
series more competitive.
Yeah, no, because I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I know I thought demigods were good, but I for damn show. I mean, and dude was pretty good the hard point, but he wasn't good in search. He was
There's no way ECA is getting 3-0'd next week.
no
If
way.
they lose, they're for sure not getting 3-0'd. I know
Yeah,
that for a fact.
I agree. I didn't think it would happen this week. Because who was the new one on ECA? I mean, they pretty much were their squad. Duh
I
came
think
in.
it's just the fact that because I seen was it sick talking about it is that all of their players had something to do today
Hmm.
and they weren't going to be getting off until 8 o'clock.
They didn't
Like
have
they
a
weren't
time to
getting off till like
practice.
15 minutes before the match, like work or
Right.
whatever they were doing and stuff.
Hmm.
So like they were just all coming off cold, and I know I see them practicing a lot, so they're definitely a team that like
Practice. It has to have their shit.
yeah, and even just my team in general, like you saw how we came out against demigods, not really like warmed up and unprepared, and once we got a
Oh
good
no.
matching, we came back looking completely different.
I mean, and not that
So
it
I
would
think
not that it would have made a difference, but I came straight from streaming a game to playing a game, legit two
yeah,
minutes.
that's
So
always
I get
tough.
so I get it, bro.
I feel I don't know how you do that. I feel like I have to play at least
I get
like a good 30 minutes before every match.
I get slapped a lot. So, but it's all good. But hell yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you came on here. We got to chop it up. And
Yep,
shit,
facts.
Frank will be back next week. We'll get back on regular schedule and shit. Kanna coin tomorrow, man. If you're down, come through and smoke and
Oh
flip
yeah,
flip some Kanna with us.
I'm a hop on.
All
I'm a
right.
hop on. I haven't flipped the coin in a minute, but I just got some buds to today, so it's like
Hey,
perfect timing.
let's do it. All right. It'll be me
Let's
and
do
Gilbert.
it. Bet.
All right, brother.
I haven't flipped the coin with Gilbert yet, so that'll be
No.
fun.
All right. Hell yeah.
No,
Let's fuck it
let's
up.
get it.
All right, brother. Much love.
Deuces.
Hell yeah, man. Have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
You
And
too.
everybody else that watches the stream later, much love. It was a great tournament. We'll get it.
Yes,
We'll
sir.
get it rocking next week, and the shit will. Hey, like I said, bigger and better. That's what it's gonna be, and that's what's coming next. All right, y'all. Much love. See y'all later. Peace. Peace.